welcome everybody to Kellogg's Senior Night tonight. Our first senior is Mr. Reed Wildcat. He's accompanied by his parents, Keisha and Nathan Wildcat, his sister Coraline, grandparents Bill and Debbie Scudder, and his cousin Eva. He's been 9 years in the football program. He plans on going to college for civil engineering. He says he's unsure of where I'm going. I would like to thank my coaches and my teammates for making this season and the last 4 years special. My favorite memory is scoring my first varsity touchdown freshman year against Priest River. Mr. Reed Wildcat. Our next senior is Mr. Jack Fields. He's accompanied by his sister Grace Reeser, Faith Wendy Dahl, his brother Russell Fields, nephews Ashton Black and Paxton Camacho, and his friend Jacob Camacho. He's been playing football for 8 years, 2 on varsity. He would like to go to trade school to be an electrician. He says, I would like to thank my family for pushing me to be the best man I can be, and I would also like to thank my coaches for pushing me to be the best football player I can be. Also, I'd like to thank all my teammates for being my brother on and off the field. I want everyone to follow their dreams and never give up on their dreams, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. The last thing I want to say is, go Cats, baby. Our next senior is Mr. Riley Coletti. He's accompanied by his mom, Cher, his brother Ryan, his dad Jason, his stepmom Shyla, his sister Jocelyn, and his girlfriend Brianna. He's been 6 years in the football program. He says I plan on attending Volta lineman school in the fall of 2024. I would like to thank all of my coaches for all of their time during practices and especially at games. I have learned a lot over the years from them and about football and life. Thank you to my mom for countless hours in taking me to practice and helping me with football since junior tackle. I would also like to thank my friends and family for coming to my games and having them cheer me and my team. His personal statement is, one of my favorite memories is showing up to practice last year wearing a Cool Ranch Dorito shirt and having Coach Kimberling start calling me Cool Ranch. That is my nickname to this day, and I don't think I will ever forget it. Our next senior, Mr. Ramsey Rainio. He's accompanied by his mother, Angela Rainio, his father, Aaron Rainio, his sisters, Hunter and Piper, my brother, Jacob, my grandpa, Ray Rainio, and my girlfriend, Zoe Brooks. He played 2 years of Fitz League, 4 years of Storm football, and 4 years of varsity football. He plans on enrolling at LCFC to do pre-physical therapy and hopefully the baseball team. I would like to thank Mr. Kimberling for pushing me to be my best for all 4 years of football. I would like to thank my parents for putting me in football since I was 7 and making me fall in love with the game. My most memorable moment was the snow game during my freshman year. Agreed. Our next senior is Mr. Coulter Wood. He's accompanied by his dad, Rusty Wood, his mom, Tammy, his stepmom, Becky, his stepdad, Adam, sister, Cass, Kenna, Maybe Cage, and sister, Kylan, brother, Hayden, and maybe stepbrother, Riker. He's going from Fitz League for 10 years, 4 years in high school. Most likely he'll attend NIC and possibly go into the electrician program. He would like to thank my coaches for driving me to become not just a better football player, but a better man. My favorite memory was probably when we went to Moscow last year and smoked them on the field, and Kimberly promised us if we went put up 50 on them, he would go get gritty. So he griddled in the locker room after we won. Our next senior is Miss Alex Karst. She's accompanied by her mother, Tina, her dad, Matt, her sister, Sam, and Preston. She's been 1 year as a manager for the Wildcats. She's not sure exactly what her future plans are, but I'll probably go to NIC for 2 years or go to NIC's dental assistance program. She wants to thank coaches Kimberly, Wickham, Davidian, North, and Pankey for allowing me to be part of the team, and to the players for making me feel welcome. I also want to thank my parents for all the support throughout high school and pushing me to the person I can be today, and my sister for being someone I can always look up to and who is always there for me. I don't have a significant memory, but my favorite memory would probably be winning homecoming and watching Macy win homecoming queen. The next senior tonight is Mr. Jagger Hall. He's accompanied by his mother, Lonnie, his dad, Chad, his brother, Judson, and his girlfriend, Addie, sister, Jezzy, Grandpa Ted, Grandma Chrissy, Grandpa Mike, Grandma Sue, Uncle Ronnie, Aunt Cassidy, and the rest of my supportive family. He's been 8 years in the football program. He hasn't decided on his future plans yet. He would like to thank his mother for being the most supportive mom you could ask for. She has been running me from practice since I was in the 4th grade and always made sure I had everything I needed. Countless days she would stop whatever she was doing and bring me my pads or whatever I forgot for practice. This was quite often. She has picked me up after a bad game and helped me get ready for the next one, always making sure my pads and my equipment are washed and red. Thank you, Mom. My favorite memory in football was in the 5th grade. My Storm football team was up 1 touchdown, and there was a few minutes left on the clock, and our coach, Nate Watcott, called a timeout and told me and Reed, "We are going to run a pitch play and do whatever you do not fumble the ball." We ended up fumbling the ball, and about 3 people jumped on it and popped out, and then I scooped it up and scored. Our next senior, Mr. Shane Stancic. He's accompanied by his mom, Shannon, his stepdad, Jay, his dad, Shane, his grandma, Kathy, his grandpa, Dwayne, Aunt Erin, brothers Levi and Forrest. He's been 6 years in the football program. He plans on attending NIC and going to a trade school in HVAC. I would like to thank Mr. Kimberly for his coaching and teaching. I want to thank Mr. Davidian for his coaching as well as Corey North for coaching me during the middle school years and high school. I also want to thank all my teammates for sticking with us and never dropping their heads. Special thanks to Coach Miller for typing this up. My favorite thing is doing pit drill during practices and pancaking kids on the front line with everyone. Our final senior tonight is Mr. Blake Coburn. He's accompanied by his mom, Heidi, his stepdad, Corey, his brother, Dalton, his stepbrother, Connor, his sister, Elisa, brother-in-law, Hunter, and his aunt, Stephanie. He's been 6 years in the football program, 3 in Storm and 1 year JV and 2 of varsity. After high school, I want to become an electrician, and I haven't figured out where I want to go yet, but we'll see where life takes me. I want to thank my football coaches for everything they've done for me and taught me. I also want to thank my family for supporting me. I would like to thank the whole football team for making my final year very memorable. My favorite memory of football this year was getting my ankle taped by Kimberly every day for practice and having fun talks with him. That is the senior class for 2024. Would everybody please rise and remove your hats if you're wearing them for the national anthem tonight, sung by Miss Izzy Davis. Our color guard tonight is Cadet Lieutenant Hannah Walsh, Cadet Sergeant Brooklyn Johnson, Cadet Corporal Maddox Harris, and Cadet Sergeant Tessa Hodgman Richter. The Star Spangled Banner will be sung by Miss Isabella Ross.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening and welcome to Teeters Field, the football home of Kellogg High School. Tonight's game will feature the Spartans of Priest River High School and your Kellogg Wildcats. Please remember that sportsmanship is a top priority of our schools. The Idaho High School Activities Association and the Student Advisory Council. Your paid complimentary admission to this event entitles you to enjoy an exhibition of skills developed by our students in an educational setting. Please give the participating athletes your positive encouragement and support. Your effort to applaud the talents of all players is appreciated. Booing, taunting, or intimidating officials and opponents is unfriendly and unacceptable. Please be an example to those around you. And now, the starter for the Spartans. Number 6, a sophomore, Braden Leach. Number 9, a senior, Kemper Dabrowski. Number 11, a sophomore, Gavin Griesmer. Number 21, a freshman, Colton Caprinko. Number 24, a junior, Skylar Simcox. Number 33, a freshman, Nate Figert. Number 34, a junior, Lucas Simcox. Number 50, a sophomore, Lyndon Rainwater. Number 63, a freshman, Donovan Baldwin. Number 60, a sophomore, Nikki Portachuk. Number 74, a sophomore, Grady Hatton. The Spartans are coached by head coaches Alex Cepeda, assisted by Pete Smith. And now for the Wildcats. Number 3, a 6-foot senior, Reed Watcott. Number 5, a 5'8" senior, Jager Hall. Number 11, a 5'10" senior, Blake.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Teeters Field. It is a beautiful October night, probably the nicest October day I've ever experienced. We got your Kellogg Wildcats taking on the Priest River Spartans. I'm Josh McDonald alongside Shannon Pooler, Simon Miller on the camera. We've got kind of it's senior night, so there's a lot of emotions, but it's kind of a weird night. This is very clearly the final game of the season for the Wildcats, who've been knocked out of postseason contention, and at this point it's about pride. It's about pride. So, it's been a while since we chatted with you guys on the football field. Our volleyball team made the grand gesture the other night, sweeping St. Mary's in a scintillating 3-set match to knock off the Lumberjacks at the state or the district volleyball tournament. And now they're headed to state. Wildcats, on the other hand, for football, not exactly the same story. After stringing together back-to-back wins, first over Orofino here, that fun 46 to 6 or 46-0 win, whatever it was. The Wildcats went on the road. They went down to Cottonwood, where they took on New Plymouth in a neutral site game that they dominated. Final score 27-8 there. They didn't let the Pilgrims score until under the final 60 seconds of the game.
Yeah.
And then they went up to Bonners Ferry for a game that kind of felt like a must-win. Came up short, but there was still another opportunity. All they had to do was beat Grangeville, who had already lost to New Plymouth earlier in the season. They go down to Grangeville, shot at the league championship, and it goes a little sideways. They kind of got rickrolled down there. And so now, instead of booking another trip to the playoffs, I think this is snapping a streak of, I want to say it's like 5 years that we've made the postseason. Instead of making plans for the postseason, this one is about bragging rights, Shannon.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be a real good game for the Wildcats tonight and
Yeah.
stuff, and to build on next year.
Mm-hmm.
I know things haven't gone, the way they'd really like to have it gone.
Yeah.
But right now is this game tonight's getting them ready for next year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think you're absolutely right. There's a lot of things to build off of. See here, coin toss. Looks like the Spartans won the coin toss. They deferred. Wildcats will have a chance to open things up. They'll be able to get some guys in.
Yeah.
You know, it's senior night, so we are bidding farewell to Reed Watcott, Jack Fields, Riley Coletti, Blake Coburn, Ramsey Rainio, Coulter Wood, Jager Hall, and Shane Stancic, as well as our manager, Alex Karst. So, you know, you find yourself in the spot where you never want to see any of these guys go, because every single one of them leaves a mark in some form or fashion, whether it be a stellar season or a big play or, you know, just a career full of highlights. You never want to see any of them go. But here we are, end of the season. Looks like Spartans are going to kick off to the Wildcats. We'll run through starters just as soon as this kickoff gets over. We'll give you the old NFL treatment as they run onto the field.
Yeah.
Looks like back to kick for the Spartans, number 33. That's Nate Fagert. Okay. And back to receive for the Wildcats is Wyatt Story and Radley McDonald. Yeah, heard those a couple times. Kick is up, and it's only going to make it about midway. But they've got some room. It looks like I think that was number 31 for the Wildcats there on the return. Looking to see who we had there. Christian Lopez on the return. So starting tonight for your Wildcats, you've got quarterback Reed Watcott, wide receiver Jager Hall, receiver Blake Coburn, wide receiver number 20 Drayden Taylor, wide receiver number 45 Coleman Blaylock, lineman Riley Coletti, lineman Ethan Spencer, lineman Jack Fields, lineman Brady Vergobi, and lineman Shane Stancic.
Okay. Priest River's in a too-high safety look, Josh, right now, and they're about 20 yards off the ball. So they're
First pass almost intercepted there, intended for Coleman Blaylock. But you were saying that too-high safety look.
Yes.
Really daring the Wildcats to throw the ball underneath.
Yes, very much so. Anything that you can do, you know, being as they're 20 yards off the ball right now, anything in that 10 to 12 area should be money. And,
the one thing the Wildcats have kind of feasted on when they've had their offensive explosions is big plays as they fire one off to Coulter Wood here in the flat. We're going to get, either a hold or a block in the back here on the outside. So Wildcats go for 5, but it's going to get backed up. I'm trying to remember if that's a spot foul or just from the line of scrimmage. Holding. Yeah. So back them up. And it's from the spot of the foul.
Right.
So it's going to be the Wildcats are going to face a 2nd and 13 now. So look for a big play for the Wildcats right now. And, you know, you guys listening might notice that we're short one distinct familiar voice up here in the booth. Uncle Pete is not here with us. He's hanging out in South Carolina. Apparently he likes the weather there more. He'd rather be in balmy South Carolina than in a 50-degree media booth hovering dangerously 50 feet over Teeters Field. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. We do miss you, Uncle Pete. Look forward to getting back up in here next year. You know, you're always welcome.
Okay, so what Priest River's doing right now is they're playing man on the outside with a two safety look.
Yeah.
And there's no linebackers in the middle of the field right now. Mm-hmm. So anything like a hook to curl area should be, there's 20 yards there. Yeah,
and that's been kind of the Wildcats' kryptonite all year is that they kind of just only swing for home runs. They're never really interested in singles or doubles. And it's like they either bunt and throw it in the flats or they're just throwing it as far as they can. And now they find themselves in 4th and 10 here. They're not even thinking about the punt, but there's so much room. They're not even playing them at the sticks here. They're going to float one over the top here. Probably could have drawn a flag there, but nothing. And the Wildcats will turn it over on downs. So kind of an auspicious start to senior night here where maybe a chance or two that to make some plays underneath and maybe just extend them on the ground instead of trying to just, go home run for home run. The defense for the Wildcats, you wouldn't think by looking at some of the scores and some of the things that have happened, you wouldn't believe that this defense has been as good as it's been this year.
Right.
They've had moments where they've looked like world beaters, and then it just seems like, they have no problem getting in on forcing third and tough situations, and then the next thing you know, they give up a first down on like a exactly what the other team needs, which is frustrating to watch. As a from the broadcast booth, as a parent, as a fan, you watch this and you go, guys, what are we doing? Just get off the field. And they've had in big games even, like they gave up 391 rushing yards to Trey Gibson. Mm-hmm. But you wouldn't believe that for the second and third quarter, defensively, they had all but shut down St. Mary's. It's obscene to think that as good as they were at times in that, things just had a tendency to go a little sideways for them.
Right.
And now they're probably playing this one a little safe. I would guess they're playing a little safe.
Yeah.
This is a Priest River team that I think they've only won one game on the season. They knocked off Orofino in a 14-6, a grinder.
Yeah.
So just finding themselves. The Priest River playing mostly a JV schedule this year, so we can anticipate that this Priest River team probably will be a tough out next year, or at least in a couple years. They should be battle tested.
Yeah, their young guys are getting some valuable time and stuff like that, and sometimes you have to take your lumps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Kellogg right now is in a two safety high look.
Looks like Coulter Wood on the attempted tackle there.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep going for more, and that's going to be a first down for the Spartans. And right now, things not looking necessarily too pretty. I just spent all this time talking about this Wildcat defense as they get gashed for about 15 yards.
Yeah. Well, and that's what happens with the two safety high look,
Yeah.
Josh, is you're taking a man out of the box, so you don't have as much run support, stuff like that.
And this offensive line for the Spartans, what is this almost two receiver set? I mean, they've got what, 6 blockers in this tight end?
Yes, they do. So it's a power look.
Yeah.
And they're going to go misdirection.
Yeah. Tackle
And
there.
They did a nice job right there. Everybody stayed at home, stayed in their gaps. Did a nice job on that play.
That was Jagger Hall in the tackle there for the Wildcats coming in from that. I don't know if he's middle linebacker. I think that's what he's playing right now. Middle linebacker position, but this kind of a power set that Priest River's running is kind of what we've talked about at times, what we've wanted to see the Wildcats do a little bit of. Obviously the departure of the Luna Twins left about 40 points behind,
Okay,
and
so-
now you're go ahead.
So right now they got a 3-man front, so that's an odd look. So looking at a 3-5-3 type situation, which is really tough to block in high school football.
Looks like we got a delay of game penalty on the Spartans here. Don't see those nearly as much as you do at the professional level. You don't see those that much at the high school level.
Yeah.
So now we just need to see the Wildcats get some of that trademark penetration and put a bit of a rush on this this Priest River offense that hasn't really met a ton of resistance so far. At the quarterback position, trying to get a number here. Let's see here what they do on 2nd and 16. Lots of blockers in here. Dropping down. McDonald got a hand on it, intercepted. And Wildcats going to return that out to the 35.
Yeah, awesome. Can you run that back for me real quick?
So we're going to take a replay here, and Shannon's going to walk us through that. So replay over here.
Okay, so they're in a 3-man coverage and stuff like that. So they had the field cut up into thirds and stuff like that. And then the safety the corner made a great play on the corner route to undercut it and get the interception.
Yeah, watch it from the get here as the Wildcats take over. You see the penetration there from the left defensive end, which kind of forces the quarterback. I don't know if he hit the quarterback, but he forced the quarterback into a tough throw.
Yeah.
So now Wildcats take over.
And the corner did a really nice job of passing the guy off to the safety and stuff.
There's a nice pitch and catch from Reed Watcott to fellow senior Blake Coburn for a gain of about 8. So
Josh and I have been chopping this up as much as we can for the last.
looking here to still get that quarterback name
Appreciate you and Pete
for the
bringing those X's and O's and getting nerdy. So get nerdy and Josh will adjust.
trying to find the quarterback for Priest River here. I can't quite read the single-digit numbers on their jerseys. Pitch to the outside here. That's Coulter Wood on the carry. He's going to pick up the first down, shedding a couple tackles before going out of bounds. Over there in the old second base dirt pile.
Yeah.
And it's going to move the sticks for the Wildcats here.
That was a nice play right there. The wide receiver out there, I'm not sure who it was, Josh, but he made a nice block. I mean, it wasn't a bone-crushing one, but he got in the way and was allowed the running back to get a few extra yards on that. So that was good stuff.
Out there, spread way out there, that's Coleman Blaylock near the sideline. Inside him is Wyatt Story. Wyatt Story up the sideline. They're going to hit Blake Coburn on the flat again. They're doing exactly. Ooh, what a pop there. Nice hit. Good catch. Way to hold on to the ball by Blake. And this is what we talked about on that last drive. Working underneath. Not every play has to be the big play. We can, drain the clock. No one's it's not a race right now. It's still 0-0. Move the ball. Don't turn it over. Don't turn it over on downs.
Okay, so Priest Rivers went to a single high. No, they rotated.
Rotated out.
Rotated out, and now they're in a two safety high look.
Inside handoff to Coulter Wood, and the Spartans are going to get a hold of him. They got about 2 yards deep there, and the Wildcats are going to lose 2 on the play. It's like for the Wildcats, Jager Hall is back in the game for Wyatt Story. Jager Hall last week he tweaked his leg on kind of a weird play against Grangeville. Nice to see him upright. Jager Hall, a defending state champion wrestler, and I believe a state champion golfer at some point in his career. Simon's up here shouting out KHS golf. Always will. Can't say that I blame him. Can't say that we blame him. If you ever been to Kellogg High School, the only white manners in the gym happen to be golf ones. So I guess at the end of the day, you could say Kellogg's a golf school. Oh, good. And Shannon Puller's also a KHS golf alum, surrounded by golfers. Oh, nice little. That's a turnover.
Yeah.
And then things got a little frisky on the sideline there with Jager Hall pushed a teammate, Spartan, on the sideline and then got thrown kind of out of the middle of the fracas by the Spartan team after fumbling it. So the Wildcats turn it over. What looked like a good drive stalled out on the 32-yard line. You just can't have that. You made the catch. You're heading to the out of bounds. You got to tuck that ball away. You got to protect the ball.
Yeah.
So now we're going to get a look. I'm still trying to see who this quarterback is. If we can zoom in to maybe get a look at the number here. I just haven't been able to make a read on it. And we'll see if we get a shot at it here. Little end around here. Oh, Wildcats don't finish the tackle. They do not have, let's see here, number 8. That's Lucas Matthews. So Lucas Matthews, we're going to go with that. Lucas Matthews on the handoff there.
Yeah. The backside corner there, Josh, did a really good job of staying at home.
Yeah.
Because the ball was going away, and then they did the reverse back to our side.
Mm-hmm.
He did a really nice job of staying at home, putting his feet in the ground, and turning the play back to the inside. That could have been a big one right there.
Yeah. Wildcats not getting the pressure. Another inside handoff here. Tackle Trying to see who had first contact there. Wrapped him up around his feet. I think that might have been Tom O'Neill.
So it looks like Priest River's offense, they got a lot of misdirection stuff going on, Josh.
Yeah.
And what they're trying to do is wear down the linebackers and the corners and safeties and stuff to get them to chase and not stay at home on their backside stuff.
So now we're at 3rd and 4 here. Pardon me. 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. Pitched outside. Good blocking up front. Going to get a first down here. We got a Wildcat kind of limping over there on the side. I don't know if it's a cramp or a twisted ankle or something, but tough out for the Wildcats right now. They've got one of their defensive starters who's kind of limping. Looks like, trying to see who that is. Is that Wyatt Story out there? Looks like he's kind of shaken up on the play. And, I would hope that the Wildcats aren't looking at this as just another game. I hope they would be, recognizing that it's the last game of the year. They're going to pitch to the outside here. And Priest River doing a really good job blocking. And I think if the Wildcats want to get any of the penetration that they're accustomed to, they're going to have to bring some guys up. Maybe start having the linebackers hit some of these guys on the outside to force the blockers to engage, because the edge guys that the Wildcats have leaned on to put pressure on the quarterbacks and usually make those tackles for loss are getting engaged by at least 2 guys and not able to make any plays here.
Yeah.
Right here, you see it. We've got one right here. I think that's Radley McDonald here on the near side edge to us. He's going to get a clean shot. Picked up a block. And, it's just if they're not getting clean looks, because it seems like there's more blockers than there are guys rushing the ball. Priest River, I don't even think, has tried to throw the ball yet. So until they show.
Yeah, they're not really trying to disguise anything. I think they're going to try to, just keep everything on the ground, play some ball control the clock, and, see what the Kellogg defense can do.
Yeah.
They're following the game plan.
Yeah.
They are.
And their splits are really squeezed down and stuff like that. Kellogg's got guys in A gaps and B gaps.
Inside handoff. Looks like Radley McDonald on the tackle there. And that's almost the thing that the Wildcats need to do if they're gonna rush or not rush, I guess, and stack this line the way they are. They just need to stay home. Stay home and let them come to you.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to rush enough, and they almost want you to. That's almost the hope, is that you send 5 guys against 6 blockers, and there's going to be something that opens up, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing about the penetration, too, Josh, is you don't want to get too deep, and then the running backs can run right past you.
Right.
So the rule of thumb is usually about 2 yards and set.
Matthews, hands off, kind of a man in motion, I want to call that a jet sweep, because that wasn't nearly fast enough to be a jet sweep. It was more like a biplane sweep. It's a single cab sweep. 2nd and 5 now for the Spartans, who are just methodically moving the ball up. We've seen we've seen a turnover on downs and a turnover by the Wildcats. We saw one interception thrown by. Oh, that was the one time they threw it. There was fumble.
Yeah.
And Coach Matthews just falls on it. So now 3rd and 8. It's going to knock him back about 5 yards there.
Yeah, that's a big break there for Kellogg now. They're in a 3rd and long situation, and Priest River really hasn't shown much in the passing game and stuff like that.
No.
So they might be looking at it like a screen or a draw in this situation.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, I think, for them unless they pick up a nice gain here on 3rd and long. Matthews has that man in motion. He just kind of goes into the tight end spot, inside handoff, and he's going to run right through and pick up a first down, it looks like. That's frustrating if you're a Wildcat fan there. Just it doesn't feel like feels almost like the Wildcats are. I don't know. It feels like right now we're kind of going through the motions. I don't know if that's the right way to put that. If that's the correct way in football terms is. And that's going to take us to the end of the first quarter. And, you know, Coach Dan Davidian, you got to tell these guys, like, there is something on the line here. Like, one, you don't want to lose your last game. Two, you're a far better team than what you're giving yourself credit for. A 0-0 first quarter against a team that, you know, has one win on the season, and it was against Orofino. But if anyone's watched the Wildcats this season, there's only one real way to really beat them, and that's run the ball. They have not shown. You know, the only game that they really ever shut down the run was that opening night against Moscow. Other than that, everyone else, the secret to the success of beating Kellogg has been run the ball. And we're kind of seeing that here. It's honestly a little frustrating to not see some of the adjustments. And maybe the adjustments have been made and the Wildcats just are struggling with it. But I haven't seen anything that tends to indicate that any real changes have been made.
Well, something that, you know, people should be aware, and I know you are aware of this too, Josh, is that huddle program that's out there for film. I mean, it's an awesome program and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of film out there on, Priest River and Kellogg.
Yep.
And coaches can really dive into that stuff and figure out a game plan.
Yeah.
Just looking at that huddle program.
Yeah. Yeah, huddle's great. We use it for basketball. I haven't really dove into it on the football side. Wildcats here, three down linemen to kind of the left side. Jager Hall can't quite get a hold of the running back, has a shot at him, and the Wildcats just getting kind of beat up front. They are losing the battle in the trench here. And at what point do you just like, hey, we're going to have to go 4 down linemen if we want our guys on the edge to actually have some success here. I think you can live with the 2 safeties. The 2 safeties are going to be more than capable of handling anything that gets thrown, especially if the Wildcat rush is doing the things that we know it can do. But at this point, we're kind of sitting back going, you know, you're going to have to make some changes, you know? And quite frankly, we're just not seeing them.
Yeah, well, the defensive ends are way wide, so they're almost in like what they call like a 9 technique and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that
right
there's
there,
a good job right
that's
there.
What
that's perfect right there.
That's what we talked about. That's what we've wanted to see from these guys all night long. And now it's 3rd and 10. So now I think you're in 4 down territory no matter what. And there's been no real indication that Kellogg can stop the run. So if you're Priest River, you're thinking, you know, hey, let's see if we can pick up 5 here.
Josh and Shannon, you need to check the chat, just so you can flavor your commentary, just like in the chat.
See here what they do on 3rd and 7. Man in motion, handoff to the outside, and they're going to pick up the first and then some. And just real frustrating stuff.
Some trolling, some, it's not all great.
Check the chat here.
Brought down by number 21, Coulter Wood.
Looks like Greg from Priest River.
Greg's got a lot of
He really wants to talk. If Greg from Priest River wants to talk, he can come talk on Wildcats Live.
Let's go, Greg.
It's not that we can't check the program, it's that we can't read the number on the jersey. So, sorry, Greg. My bad. Sorry to upset you. But we think that's quarterback Matthews, inside handoff, and running back there going to slide, pick up about 5 on the play. And if Greg from Priest River really wants, if he doesn't like the commentary, I'm sure NFHS has an option. We have the robot cameras here. You don't have to watch Wildcats Live. 2nd and 6 here, and we're going to get a timeout. Wildcats just don't have any energy right now. They look flat. There's not. I mean, obviously, that doesn't feel like there's a whole lot to be excited about. And then, yeah, they just kind of look. Yeah, Priest River running the ball down their throat, which is the exact thing that we talked about. It's Shannon, you're a coach. You've been in the trenches. You've watched the film to game prep. If you're watching Kellogg play, or you're watching Kellogg film to get ready for a game, I'm sure you would probably say, hey, we need to have a steady run game.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's basic football. From little guys to middle school, high school, college, and stuff. If you have a sound, good running game and can throw the ball effectively, it's going to pay dividends in the end. And you make an excellent point. Everything does not need to be a home run yet.
Right.
Okay. Get that 8. Get that 10.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the chains moving.
Yeah.
Keep the ball away.
And unfortunately, Priest River defensively hasn't really done anything. Low snap, fumble. Matthews going to fall on it. I thought it was down. I'm not entirely sure how. It's like Kemper Dambrowski, number 9, the running back there. That's one of them. Not sure how he ended up with the ball there. I thought Matthews had it, unless he just grabbed it out from under Matthews, coming out of the pile there.
Yeah, it was a low snap, it looked like there, Josh. But now they're in third and about 12, 13.
So now, So now it's a matter of don't rush, stay home, make the Spartans throw the ball here. So far, throwing hasn't necessarily been anything to. I think they're 0 for 1. They're going to run it though, and not. Looks like McDonald gets back there, makes first contact, but doesn't finish the tackle. I don't know if he was sitting on it like it was an option or what. Why he didn't finish that here? But it's going to bring up a 4th and 10 from the 13-yard line.
So they went again with some misdirection stuff.
Yeah.
There, Jaw. A lot of it reminds me of like what Timberlake does and stuff. They'll lull you into, going to strong side stuff, and then they got that inside handoff that just killer.
And it looks like they just hard counted the Wildcats. I saw, looks like left defensive end Radley McDonald and one of the linemen, it's either Riley Coletti or Brady Vergobi, caught him jumping there. So give him some free ones. Saw the movement up front. And sound strategy from the Spartans here.
Probably log off for tonight. Greg really is kind of just.
Greg, he doesn't really like our field goal post either.
He thinks they're wide,
if they kick one, maybe that'll come into play here. Wildcats there on an opportunity to get a tackle for loss. Jager Hall, first contact behind the line of scrimmage, doesn't finish the tackle. And we find ourselves turnover on downs.
Great job by the defense there. Great job.
So Wildcats play a little bend but not break. And it's really quite frustrating to see.
Kellogg's corners are playing really well on that toss sweep action and stuff like that. They're not getting upfield too far where they get themselves in trouble and stuff, but they're turning things back in, and they're either making the tackle or a linebacker or somebody scraping over to help out.
It's kind of the strategy colleges are using with Iowa right now. Iowa's not a risk to throw, so it feels like their corners are anyone playing against the Hawkeyes is like a world beater because corners.
Great, really appreciate you guys. Great telecast. So Greg's coming around.
Greg's softening up. Greg's our friend. Wildcats Live is always fun.
Your ear, Josh. I'm writing your ear, Shannon, but I'm not.
Wildcats Live loves all of our people who watch. We wouldn't do it without the audience. Greg, I'm bummed that you couldn't make the trip down. The old 2-hour trip down Highway 41 or 95, if that's more your flavor. I personally like the 41 route. But Wildcats going to get called for a hold here.
Chopping up some panhandle stuff tonight.
We're talking what roads we like. Right now the Wildcat offense hasn't really inspired us to get too excited.
Wildcats are pass heavy. They've had the Lunas. Is there any sort of running counter that they can kind of
See what they do here on 2nd and 11 now.
Okay, so Kellogg's went overload to the right-hand side, and
There's
that's an
Jake.
awesome call right there.
Yeah, there's Jager Hall. We've talked about him a couple times on the defensive side of the ball. He hasn't
you run that back
quite made his impact the same way that we've seen in games past. But at this point, we're 7 minutes left in this quarter. It's still a scoreless ball game, and Wildcats are, I don't know that we've seen them shut out in a half since they played. Well, I guess it was last week they were shut out.
Okay,
I thought they had scored a
Slam,
second score last week, but they did not get that second score last week. They ran out of time, but
See, and you got to love that, Josh. I mean, you're 1st and 10, you get 5 yards on a slant.
yeah.
Now you're in 2nd and 5. You can do a lot of things out of that situation.
And looking at the defense, you could do that every single play. It appears.
Yeah.
They're playing up tight at the line of scrimmage, and right here, over the top, and they're going to overthrow. It looks like Jager Hall was overthrown there, and I think Reed Watcott kind of let that one get away with him. That was an opportunity. That was probably the first time I think I've been okay with the big play. Jager Hall just extends, has all the room in the world, and I think Reed Watcott just missed him.
Yeah.
So Wildcats now face a 3rd and 5 here. Very manageable. I'd love to see them.
But Priest River's safeties are playing almost 20 yards apart from one another, and there's nobody in the middle.
Yeah.
No linebackers, nobody.
So right there, that pass is batted down, and now the Wildcats are 4th and 5, and I think we might see the punt unit come onto the field. Yeah, here comes the punt unit. So Wildcats went for it on their first 4th down, and that was right about midfield. But after forcing the turnover on downs and only being able to muster about 20 yards offensively, they're now in a position where they're going to have to send this one away. So after we watch this punt here, we'll chop up that last play and talk about what we had. Rough snap. Punts off, decent kick, fielded by the Spartans near midfield, and that's number 21 on the carry.
It's good coverage.
21 on the carry for the Spartans. That's Skylar Simcox. He sheds 2 tackles at about midfield before being brought down right at the 40-yard line. So Spartans start with a really good field position. Let's go back to that 3rd down play. Let's go back down to that third down play for the Wildcats here.
Okay, you can see, Josh, how deep the safeties are and stuff. Everybody's up. The rest of the 9 guys are up there on the line of scrimmage, and nobody's really dropping into, like we talked about earlier, a hook to curl area.
Yeah.
So if you can, adjust what you're doing and stuff like that.
take what they give you.
Exactly.
There might have been an opportunity for Reed Watcott to probably take off with that ball, too. Everyone to the other side. Spartans try a little, what do we call it, razzle-dazzle to do our best Al Michaels. A little razzle-dazzle there, goes for a 2-yard loss. They sent one guy in motion from the near side of the ball here, and he was one that took the handoff, sent the other wide receiver from the Priest River side of the field around, almost like to trick him to see if it was like a wide receiver reverse, but no one bid on it and resulted.
And that's what that good 2-yard penetration does.
Yeah.
It will mess that stuff up, and that's why you're 2nd and 12 right now.
Yeah. Matthews has man in motion, handoff around the end. Good blocking up front. Not so great tackling until the Wildcats kind of all converge. Looks like McDonald and Tom O'Neill on the tackle there.
Again, I think the corners are doing an excellent job. They're not letting the guy get to his outside shoulder, and he's positioning himself where he can slow that runner down and let help come. And now we're in the 3rd and 10 situation. So then they got 2 yards.
Yeah, they only got those 2 yards back.
Yeah, so.
See if we can zoom in on Tom O'Neill. He's in the crop jersey circa 2002 Miami Hurricanes. It's like handoff again, and it almost feels like either maybe the Wildcats' hands are cold or there's something. They're grabbing and trying to make these tackles and just like whiffing on them. Watch the contact here, just whoop like a bar of soap.
Yeah.
They're just not able to quite get a handle on them. So now it's 4th down for the Spartans here, 4th and about 7, and Priest River not thinking about punting unless they run with one of those shallow punt formations.
I'd be really wary of a screen.
Yeah.
Screen right now.
Yeah. Good penetration right there. Dumps it off the middle.
Nice.
It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Good. Well played by the Wildcats there.
Whole bunch of Wildcats on the tackle there. We'll check out a replay there. Good engagement.
Yep. Linebackers, corners recognized it really, really quick.
And that was another one where, maybe the quarterback could have, taken a look to his right, made a play fake, and then turned and sprinted out to his left. Everybody on the Wildcat defense had engaged over to that other side of the field. So now Wildcats take over, 1st and 10 from the, looks like their own 38-yard line.
Okay, so they're playing man on the outside.
Yeah.
Still
Big run from Lewis.
Yeah, that's what you need.
Brought down just across midfield at the 47. We'll call this the 47-yard line. We have a flag, though.
Okay, so what Priest River's doing right here is they're playing man on the outside on both the stacked receivers and stuff.
Yeah.
The safeties are still 20 yards deep, only leaving one guy in the middle of the field. Excellent play call there.
I don't know what that call was. It was on Priest River, though. I don't know if it's after this, if Wildcats are just going to decline it. Oh, no, it's tacked on to the I think it was a sideline, like an unsportsmanlike conduct or something like that from the sideline. I don't know if they had something weird happen over there. Watch the Priest River side of the field. Didn't see it. Wildcats with a 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Walcott takes the snap, rolls out, has his man in the flat. We've got some laundry on the field, though. My guess is this one's coming back. I think we're going to have a hold here. I think trying to do what we can to keep Reed Walcott from taking a sack. So unless somebody jumped early, personal foul. Personal foul on 61 for the Wildcats. Don't know what the personal foul was.
I thought I heard the referee say something about a leg whip.
So that's Brady Vergobi, the junior. Maybe he got knocked down and then, used the old leg to sweep the leg, Johnny.
Yeah.
That's going to back the Wildcats up. It's a 1st and dirty dog for the Wildcats. That's like 25. Wildcats, plenty of field to work with here. Walcott drops back, fires one in the slant. That's Coleman Blaylock on the grab. So 4 plays, plenty of time, plenty of opportunity to get this. 3.5 left in the second quarter. In what just kind of feels like a Wildcat offense that's sleepwalked through the first half of this ball game.
They've had some key mistakes and stuff with penalties and things like that.
Yeah.
They're drive killers.
Yeah, and then obviously a fumble.
Mm-hmm.
A fumble,
Yes.
well, like right before the red zone. That brutal.
Yeah.
Walcott now out of the shotgun, drops back, has
There
one
you
over the
go,
middle.
right
That's
there.
Jager Hall. Jager Hall not able to avoid that first tackle. Great open field tackle there by that Spartan linebacker. Trying to see here if that's, I think that might have been Matthews on the tackle for the Spartans. Quarterback making plays. Oh, no, that's number 9. His jersey's bunched up in the front. So that is Kemper Dambrowski.
Okay, so Priest River's going man again on the outside. Look how wide the safeties are.
Yeah.
I mean, everything in the middle's wide open.
And that's what we'd like to see.
There we
Walcott's
go.
going to take this one, enough for the first down. Oh, no! Evades the tackle, gets hit right about the 10-yard line. And that was as good as you could draw it up. That either needed to be a handoff to Lewis or just Walcott taking it himself. That's kind of what happened there. Wildcats decide, you know what? Enough with this. Let's see if we can punch one in before the half.
Let Rito go.
Yeah.
He uses his
And,
legs.
and that's the price you pay for playing that type of defense
Yeah.
and stuff.
Open it
They
up.
yeah
Right. Open
they
it
have
up.
to honor the formation and stuff like that, and it just opens everything up in the middle.
Walcott sacked. Great penetration there. Dialed up the blitz from the edge. And
Line got it down there.
and then Priest River taking a timeout here. Priest River going, oh, yeah, we like our chances. They want to see if they can force either a turnover on downs, and they get the ball to start the second half. So there is a modicum of strategy here.
Greg's going to have to chill or I'm going to boot him.
And
It's just nothing egregious. It's just annoying. Maybe I'm too sensitive. I'll just let him come.
seeing here in our chat, Greg,
Greg's active.
you are active in the chat.
Love it.
You are a commentator. The replays are good because we've got a really good system and cold hands. I can't say much more than that. We've seen these Wildcats all season long be really good tackling at the line of scrimmage. Tonight, that's not been the case. So there's got to be something that's going on different. And they've tackled they've tackled bigger, stronger running backs than what we've seen here.
Yeah.
They're just struggling to finish plays. So now we find ourselves in a spot where it's second and goal from
Patch Greg in.
the 19.
Via Zoom.
That's fair. Yeah, Greg, if you want to jump on a Zoom call or something, you hit us up. You just go to give Wildcats Live a like and a follow, and subscribe on YouTube, and we might make something happen with you, Greg. Walcott finds a man deep, and
There
he
you go.
has looks like Jager Hall wide open. It's about time.
Yep.
These Wildcats had been knocking on the door, it felt like, a couple different times, and just not really
Yep, exactly.
doing anything. So now maybe the floodgates are open.
Yeah.
Maybe Wildcats still. I think they only have one timeout now.
Yeah, and that's a money play right there. When you go trips left or something like that, and those safeties are so wide, is to run somebody on a post, and it paid off right there. So that was great. That was a great play call right there. Out of
Oh
trips.
no! And we're gonna get something funny just happened. Oh, false start. So good. We're gonna have a 7-yard attempt at the 2-point. My goodness, we're struggling a little bit here. Yeah, we're gonna go for 2, despite the wide uprights that obviously benefit our kickers. It's okay though. We're trying to score the 2. See what the Wildcats dial up here on.
Shannon, what do they got? That's still pretty too deep. They got a guy kind of cheating on the strong side.
Yeah, looks like they're bracketing right there.
Ooh.
They bracketed everybody.
Walcott trying to force one into triple coverage there.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have the replay dialed up on that, but the
Busy talking.
the decision there to throw into triple coverage is just pure insanity.
Rito's got to run.
Yeah, Rito's got to run, or if there's triple coverage, that means something's open, right? Am I taking crazy pills? So Wildcats going to kick off up 6-0. Minute and 43 left here in this second quarter. First half, kind of a snoozer of a game thus far. See if the Wildcats, I don't know, maybe try an onside kick. Do something spicy here,
That's
I don't know.
that's a tough one. I just
Hit him with Hit him with the what was the coach that started the Super Bowl with the halftime with the onside kick? Was that Tony Dungy? Or
yeah, with the Colts.
Yeah.
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 There's been a couple.
Fire that bad boy off.
I just told
Brady
I just told Greg he can check out NFHS. We got the camera right here. It's working right now, so he can go to NFHS if he's not sad.
Wildcats have Brady Vergobi back to kick now for these. See if he can pin Priest River deep. Wildcats only with one timeout. That was my mistake. That was and they do try a little kind of high trickery, kind of a collision in the middle of the field away from the ball. So with 1:40 left here in this half, Priest River with a full hand of timeouts, Wildcats with one timeout. Might see the Spartans take some shots, maybe open some stuff up, or maybe they stay relatively conservative.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of formation they come out.
I mean, it would be intriguing to see. I feel like maybe it's just me. My coaching style is a little more aggressive. 4 receivers out to the right seems pretty aggressive. Sends a man in motion. Running back. Matthews drops back. Fires one up over.
Good coverage. Awesome.
Caught, and it looks like Wildcats had like 5 guys there. Jager Hall hands inside trying to strip the ball. Clock ticking under 1:30 now.
Yeah, the linebacker really recognized his key right there and stuff and was
Yeah.
able to jump that route pretty quick. So that's a good job.
Spartans going line up 4 receivers on that side and then elect to go short pass. Might not. I mean, if you walk out into halftime down 6-0 to these Wildcats, you've got to be feeling pretty good. If you're Priest River, you've forced a turnover on downs, and made them work the ball up the entire field here. So a lot to be excited with. You get the ball to start the half. Blitz. Ooh. Wildcats rushed 4. Good penetration. Great throw by Matthews. That was Dombrowski on the attempted catch there. Just didn't grab it. Looked like he almost went out of bounds. Like he had to jump back from the sideline. Like maybe it was underthrown a little bit. Or maybe he overran his route.
Yeah, it's not their thing.
Third and 10 now. So
and one thing too, Josh, is what I've noticed is a quarterback, he hasn't thrown to his left yet. Everything's been to this side of the field.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the Kellogg coaches have noted that and let their players know.
Big tackle there by the Wildcats, and now take a timeout. Timeout from the Wildcats there. So 4th and see where they spot him. If they say he got back to the line of scrimmage, no, he's going to lose one. Wildcats took a timeout. The white hat, I guess, wasn't quite aware of that. He's signaling for running the clock, but timeout was taken. So Wildcats now in a position, they're going to try to be aggressive here. It'd be interesting to see if your coach from Priest River there, I'm trying to see head coach, looks like Alex Zapata is the head coach here. Apologize, Coach Zapata. You have to punt this ball, right? You don't want to turn the ball over to the Wildcats.
Yeah, it's a field position thing right now.
Wyatt Story has big play capabilities on the return. We've seen that already this season. We saw it last home game.
Right.
He housed a punt again in the Orofino game. So I think there's an opportunity here where if he gets this ball off clean, but I would expect to see this Wildcat rush. They're going to try to block this punt. I expect to see him be pretty aggressive here. Hopefully the Wildcats don't fall victim to a hard count. High snap. Blocked. There it is.
Yep.
So now the Wildcats going to take over. Dan or Greg? Greg, do you approve of me calling that punt block, or is that okay?
Let's take a look at that. Oh, got a piece
Great,
of it.
yeah, great penetration up the middle there. Great job by the Wildcats.
A perfect opportunity for the Wildcats to air it out now. Shannon, what do you see on defense? What do you see? Still
Too high safety.
A little narrower, right? They're kind of
A touch. Yeah, they're on the hash marks and stuff. So I think they squeezed things down after that last touchdown.
Pitch outside.
Oh, I like this.
Good block up by 15 on the edge there.
Looks like they're going to get 5 yards on the carry there. Out of bounds. Saying the clock. So it should be. They didn't stop the clock.
Let's go replay. See if he gets out of bounds. Here he is. Nice.
I don't.
Just see him get up the field.
Where's the time at when he goes out of bounds?
Feels like that's
So
29, 28.
yeah, there should be 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and it's 19.1 right now.
It feels like he went down
Oh, and they're
that, though.
running the clock. So what? There's Wildcats just took a timeout. They don't have a timeout.
Can you run that back, Simon, and see what time?
Priest Rivers coach is arguing that the Wildcats don't have a timeout.
It looks like his knee is down inbounds. Right there.
Oh, yeah, he's in bounds.
That's
So at the 29,
yeah.
28, 29.
But the Wildcats took a timeout. They do not have a timeout. Coach Zepeda has an absolute axe to grind with these officials who gave the Wildcats an extra timeout here.
Better check in with Greg. Do they have a timeout, Greg?
I can't be certain, but if I was, I'm a little shocked right now.
Yeah, like it's a phantom timeout.
The old phantom
How
timeout.
did they stop the clock?
This is what we call the old the Chris Webber special
Yeah.
No technical.
with no penalty. So now the Wildcats gonna get the ball stopped or the clock stopped. Reed Walcott drops back to pass. He's gonna take off with this one. He's got room. And caught, toe tap, no good. He was flirting dangerous with that line of scrimmage, Shannon.
Yeah, he was. That was
Do we have a replay on that?
There it is. There it is. He catches it.
Do we see where the throw came from, or did we not get in there quick enough? See if we can run that again. Look here. See, does Rito out to the right? Might have missed that replay. I'm not sure. Now Wildcats in a spot, third and 5 after the Christmas timeout.
So they got like a diamond formation to the right.
Yeah, this is almost exclusively a screen, but they fake it. Walcott steps up. He's going to fire one over the middle. Has a man. Touchdown! He got dropped. It was in his hands. Let's watch that one. That's the final play. Do we get the replay there? Not enough. Had a shot. Dang. Well, Wildcats going to half. They're doing a little bit of fireworks at the end there. Wildcats go into the half up 6-0. Probably a little upset that's not something like 18 or, a little bit more. If you're Priest River, you're probably pretty happy. Not only did you not give up that second touchdown, but you did it with a little bit of odd help.
Yeah.
Wildcats got a freebie with that timeout there. We're going to take a little break. We're going to hear from some of our sponsors. Shout out all of our Kellogg Wildcats Live sponsors. We couldn't do what we do without you. We're going to turn on the field mic while some of this stuff goes on so you get a chance to hear our awesome pet band play. We'll be back with the third quarter. Thanks for watching Wildcats Live.
NASCO is a loyal Wildcat activity supporter and Kellogg-based construction management company. Their primary focus is supporting our military through the performance of multi-million-dollar federal construction contracts. NASCO has a long history in the Silver Valley where their home office has been based for more than 25 years. They have enjoyed continued growth and now have multiple satellite offices nationwide. To date, they've worked on over 50 military bases and performed more than 4,000 construction projects across the United States. NASCO has had the privilege of working with the U.S. Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs to plan, develop, and complete their new visitor center, which will both serve as a designated Colorado Welcome Center and illustrate a day in the life of cadets through interactive exhibits. NASCO provides support to our military through the construction of essential facilities used to train, prepare our soldiers, and enhance our nation's warfighting readiness. NASCO is proud of their Silver Valley roots and is actively involved in local community events and activities. You can find them on the web at nascousa.com. Wildcats Live would like to thank NASCO for being the original gold level supporter and proud partner. Thank you, NASCO, and go Wildcats. Purple and gold through and through. Shoshone Glass has been serving the home and auto glass and glazing needs of the Silver Valley and North Idaho for more than 50 years. With 3 generations of family expertise and community loyalty, they have a well-earned reputation for hard work and excellence. No matter what your needs, you can rest easy knowing that your project will be handled quickly and professionally. From energy-efficient windows and sliding glass doors to bath enclosures and mirrors and a comprehensive auto glass service as well. Let the experts at Shoshone Glass take care of your home, auto, and business needs by calling 208-783-1159 or going to shoshoneglass.com. Go Wildcats! North America's premier silver mining and refining company and headquartered in Denver, Colorado, Sunshine Mining and Refining is a precious metals production, development, and exploration company primarily focused on silver. Their namesake project, the Sunshine Complex, is 100% owned by SSMRC and is North America's only vertically integrated silver complex. Located in the mining-friendly Coeur d'Alene Mining District in Idaho, the Sunshine Complex is composed of the Sunshine Mine and Sunshine Refinery, located in the heart of the Silver Valley, Kellogg, Idaho. Sunshine Silver Mining and Refining support many local endeavors and are Wildcats Live Gold level sponsors. Check out their website at sunshinesilvermining.com to learn more. Go Wildcats! With over 55 years of business in the greater Silver Valley and beyond, Watts Appliance is your go-to place for all things appliance sales and service. Watts Appliance is 4 generations family-owned and operated and has the inventory and know-how to handle all of your appliance needs. Not only will the team at Watts guide and recommend from their impressive inventory, but they also service any purchase if and when the need arises. In addition to appliance sales and service, Watts also specializes in commercial refrigeration sales and service. So head on down to 3 North Division Street in Pinehurst, not just to see their iconic seasonal window displays, but to let Sherry, Brock, and the Watts team let you know what's up. Wildcats Live would like to thank Sherm, Luana, Sherry, Brock, and the rest of the Watts family, not just for the exceptional service, but for their endless support of Kellogg High School activities and Wildcats Live. Operating out of Pinehurst, Idaho for over a decade, Jim's Towing is a second-generation family and Wildcat alumni owned and operated business that loves helping out in all areas of the Silver Valley and beyond. Jim's Towing Service, LLC, is more than just a 24/7, 365 towing and basic roadside assistance company. They are a team that will be there when you need them the most. Whether you are stranded on Interstate 90 or up the North Fork of the Coeur d'Alene River, or maybe just at the grocery store in town, Brandon and the Jim's Towing team are on the job. Do you need a jump start? Flat tire at the worst possible time? Give the team at Jim's Towing a call. Did you secure your vehicle a little too well, locking your keys safely inside? Rest assured, Jim's Towing will be there to help you out without damaging your vehicle. Jim's Towing is not just the only AAA provider in the Silver Valley, but they are also your neighborhood U-Haul dealer, offering great service for your moving and hauling needs. In addition to vehicle services, you will see the team at Jim's Towing supporting many local groups and endeavors. Thank you, Brandon and Jim's Towing, for your support of Wildcats Live. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. From plywood to paint, tools to trim, they have it all, or they can order it in just a few days' time. Kellogg Lumber Company is a veteran-owned business that has been supplying the Silver Valley with quality building materials to contractors, builders, and homeowners for 4 generations. Personal service and knowledgeable staff make Kellogg Lumber the right choice for your next project. With 50 years buying experience, let Steve and the knowledgeable crew at Kellogg Lumber use their many well-established vendors to source the materials you need for the right price and delivered on time. Kellogg Lumber, more than just lumber for 4 generations. Hometown proud sponsors of Kellogg Wildcat Athletics and Wildcats Live. Family owned and operated since 1948 and located in Smelterville, Idaho, Nickerson's Towing and Sales have been taking care of the Silver Valley and beyond for over 70 years. Chad and his crew provide 24/7 mobile services, towing and recovery, and also have a full shop facility available. Whether you need a tow, a jump start, a winch out, tire change, or fuel delivery, Nickerson's can do it all. As Chad says, no matter how poorly you park it, we can help. Nickerson's also provides services such as secure storage, truck and trailer repair, brakes, transmissions, suspensions, and much more. Chad and family are devoted, longtime supporters of local youth athletics and activities, as well as all things Wildcats. Give them a call at 208-784-1238 or find them on Facebook at Nickerson Towing and Sales. Wildcats Live would like to thank Nickerson's Towing and Sales for all they have done and continue to do for the community, including their sponsorship of Wildcats Live. Go Cats!
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Josh McDonald, Shannon Pooler, Simon Miller. We're here at Teeters Field. It's the start of the third quarter. Oh, sorry. It's Josh McDonald, Shannon Pooler, Simon Miller, and Greg. We're here on the broadcast. We're the ones you're going to hear. If you want some entertainment in the chat, go chat with Greg. Chop it up with him. He's a crack up. It's the start of the third quarter. Wildcats.
By the way, the Vandals don't have MSU tomorrow. They have a bye.
They're
Wake up, Greg.
kind of cold offensively here, and then defensively have left a little bit wanting. A little toe punch here from Brady Vergobi, the kicker. Slipped, fell, kept his knee off the ground, and getting a good return for the Spartans. That's number 21, Colton. I don't want to butcher this last name, Colton Kaprinko. Hopefully I didn't kill that. That's a pretty good-sized freshman kid, though, catching that ball and running that out there. Nice return by Colton. Going to give Priest River pretty good starting field position, 36-yard line. Plenty of room for them to grind the ball up the field unless they get froggy and decide to throw it. I can't imagine they will unless they're forced to, but good return. And let's see what the Wildcats do if they make any halftime adjustments. Shannon, you and I talked a little bit at halftime, some of the things we wanted to see, and it had a lot to do with having the right amount of linemen and filling some gaps. And
like what we talked at halftime there, Josh, is maybe bumping those tackles out another gap or so.
Yeah.
They did it on that situation. Look where we're at. We're 2nd and 9.
Yeah, it was just a 1-yard pickup instead of a 6 or 7, which is what they'd been getting almost per play when they'd run it up the middle. I know it's probably frustrating for those linebackers and DNs who are so used to being the guys making the plays that now it's almost like, you know what, this is the time for your guys in the trenches.
Yeah. And their defensive ends have actually squeezed down a little bit too.
There's a round play. And
that's a great play right there.
Once again, that's Colton Kaprinko. Tackle made by Blake Coburn, who looks like he had his bell rung there.
Yeah. But it looks like what Kellogg's done on their defensive ends, like we talked about earlier. They were in a 9 technique. Yeah. Now they're closer to a 7.
Yeah.
So they've squeezed that down a little bit too. Wildcats
hope that their senior receiver / linebacker is okay. It's senior night. You never want to see anything like that. Jager Hall trying to pump his guys up down there. And here's this unique 4-receiver set. We might see a guy, run back into that running back position. Inside carry here for Kaprinko. Kaprinko going to get met by a bunch of Wildcats. And looks like Tom O'Neill, Radley McDonald, and trying to read these gold numbers on white jerseys. Wyatt Story. I'm only 34 years old, but, man, they are hard to kind of.
Yeah. Well, and bumping those defensive linemen out another gap has really paid big
I timed him out.
Has paid big dividends in just this first series, Josh.
So 4th and 5 here, 4th and 4. Wildcats with an opportunity to get the offense back on the field quick. Priest River confident in their defense. See what Matthews does here out of the shotgun. Inside carry.
Nice job.
Shut down real quick.
Good job.
Looks like Brady Vergobi in on that tackle. Wildcats with excellent starting field position.
Defensive end did a great job of keeping the ball on his inside shoulder, turning the ball carrier back into the pursuit.
Wildcats now in a spot where they can get a little opportunity here to strike quick. Inside handoff, Andrew Lewis bounces to the outside, going to get past the 30. Ooh, slipped there and ate a heck of a tackle, and now it got a little feisty afterwards. It's rarely the person who says the first thing. It's usually the retaliation. Simon and I have had talks about this a lot. So waiting to see if it was a comment made by the Spartans or if like a personal foul on the Spartans. So we'll move that one ahead another 15 from the end of the play.
We'll take that.
Lewis got popped. He kind of slipped. It was like he was trying to stop, and his cleats didn't dig in like they were supposed to, so he got knocked out. And then the referee, the side judge, was right on top of that. My guess was some sort of maybe follow-through with the vocal follow-through after the big hit.
Vocal follow through, Josh. Those are some verbal. Like that is a verbal. Those are great.
Just
Verbal dance, right?
I'm just trying to figure out, like, what might have happened. Lewis on another carry right up the middle for about 5. And getting a little, got some sauce going on between, it looks like one of the Wildcat wide receivers. I think that's Drayden Taylor. Yeah, I think there's just a little, they're hot under the collar here. Yeah. Ooh,
Okay,
power look?
Yeah, 2 tight end look.
So, see what the Wildcats do here. Kind of a new formation. Reed Watcott under pressure. Has his man in the flat. Trying to see who that is. Great tackle there. That's 34 for the Spartans.
Yeah, that's a great call.
That was
cover 3 situation.
Lucas Simcox there. Lucas Simcox makes the big hit at the 3-yard line. And now the Wildcats very much first and goal. Wanting to punch it in. Going under center here. Reed Watcott goes brotherly shove. And I don't think... Oh, we're going to get a touchdown. No replay on that one. Waiting for the call. I thought I had just heard the broadcaster say touchdown. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So I didn't see the signal. Wildcats get the score. So Wildcats, that was essentially what we thought the first half would look like. Wildcat defense steps up, takes the ball away, marches downfield and scores. Watcott finds his guy in the back of the end zone. Great grab there. Can't quite see the number from here. I think that might be Jager Hall.
There's the catch right there.
Yeah.
So Wildcats go, 6 plays, helped out by a really, really untimely, unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah. Major star of that drive, though, Andrew Lewis, probably picking up 30 yards on the ground.
Yeah,
and
did a nice job. I really like what they're doing with their formation when they started off. They're, they have stack formations, 2x2, spreading the field really, really wide to make Priest River honor those formations, and that opens up the running game.
I love it.
So now we want to see more of what we talked about there defensively. With them kind of spreading it out, not playing the ball so tight. Force those Priest River runners. Little squibby kick there. Oh, my goodness. That was quite the contact there. Trying to see
Rugby.
playing a little rugby right now. And whistles are blowing. And that got kind of ugly, didn't it?
Hey,
right there, that was Lucas Simcox on the return.
Josh and Shannon, just some levity. Tom Rom, awesome human being. Great job, guys. I'm having a hard time reading the numbers. I think it's the gold on white. So, fair enough.
Yeah, we have one of the nicer camera setups, I think. Definitely better than the NFHS.
Shout out to Tom Rom. That guy's done more for Wildcat athletics.
The old Pixel-Little. It's hard to pick up these numbers. You got to be kind of in the middle of the field. Keeper by Matthews. Oh, my goodness. Tom O'Neill, big hit. That was set up by the end had picked up 2 blockers. Watch. The end.
Yeah, great job.
The end gets engaged by 2 blockers. It's like, well, you might have just signed your own death warrant there because Tom O'Neill doesn't do anything softly.
No, he did a really good job of shedding the block there and scraping down the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, perfect play.
So now we see if Coach Davidian dials up one of those Wildcat blitzes. Oh, fumble. A lot of penetration here. Matthews going to just fire one, and I think that might be intentional grounding.
We're going to get a replay on that.
Yeah.
Let's go look at it. Let's go full.
Intentional grounding might not even have gotten back to the line of scrimmage with the throw out.
He's inside the tackle box.
So, I didn't see a receiver in that area either. So, going to get a
Field might be a little hot.
intentional grounding.
Oh,
So that's going to be a 10-yard penalty.
oh, they call it a chop block and a legal man downfield.
That's like trifecta.
So intentional grounding, chop block, and illegal man down.
Not the intentional grounding, but a chop block and an intent.
By the way, boys, Steve Shepard, good to hear our nephew Shannon. So he got some fans, Shannon.
Oh, boy.
You better shout him out.
Steve is our rules analyst. When we need a rule explained,
For Shannon, though, so it's
we
Shannon's,
we don't
Shannon's fan club.
we don't send it over to New York. We send it over to Mr. Shepard. So he's always
Shannon, you're under the gun.
Yeah,
wealth
yeah.
of knowledge. So yeah, I better not get anything wrong. He'll tell you. Wildcats now have the Spartans pinned way back, second and 25. Matthews going to roll out. Fires one up over the top. Oh, intercepted Drayden Taylor. And did we get that on replay? Watch the toe tap. Check this out. Watch Drayden Taylor's feet here.
Here it comes.
Yeah, little wheel route.
This
out
is
of the-
incredible. Grabs it. Ooh. Ooh.
Great.
Put the replay away. That was excellent. Way to grab that ball. Is it 2 feet? It's only 1 foot in high school, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he's
That's a
good.
solid one. Get 1 foot down.
He's good. He didn't need 2 feet. Inside carry. Oh, good penetration there by the Spartans. Number 74,
Favorite replay right there.
Brady Hatton, the 6'4" sophomore,
Don't remind me.
gets back in there and yeah, this is a
Shannon and I are just having fun, Josh, in your ear.
traditional.
Shannon's on the ear, but I'm not.
Traditionally, this is a pro Notre Dame box, Shannon. So,
Yeah, Shannon, this is like
so if you're not a Notre Dame fan, man,
gonna
you
throw Shannon at the booth right now.
you might. Looks like gonna shut this one down.
That's why we're here, though.
We
It's just
getting-
fun chopping this stuff up.
We getting a false start here by the Wildcats.
It just
Love it.
says a lot about everything.
Illegal procedure. Illegal man downfield. They're reporting something over to the Priest River
Steve
coach.
Shepard, they can't hear me. You guys can.
Oh, so it is offsides.
A lot of experience and knowledge to the broadcast. 1 foot was all that was needed. He's just letting us know. And then Steve is just
Yeah.
keeping us honest, right?
So on
Yep.
the penalty there, it was a offsides by the defense. They shut that down for player safety. Walcott steps up, thought about running. Now he will run. He's going to take it out the other side. Ooh, and we're going to get a late hit there.
Oh, here
Ooh.
comes the flag light.
Cut on the carry. Taken down by number
We've got
Rousey.
Yeah.
We've got a whole gaggle of Wildcats who did not like their senior quarterback taking that hit like that.
We got that on full. Let's run that back, Shannon. You see
That's a late hit.
Let's go see that.
Walcott.
Okay, so they're in a 3x1 and they're running a crosser right
So
here.
he's very clearly out of bounds when bam.
Boy,
That's way late. The Wildcats are supposed to be on the side. They're supposed to be behind that white line. They're down there kind of in the mix of it, but that hit was made by the line that they're supposed to stand behind, you know?
Yep.
And that's back-to-back drives now where we've seen these Spartans make some boneheaded decisions that have put them in a spot where they've given up big 15-yard penalties.
By the way, in the chat, North Fremont wins the nuclear conference championship. So somebody's
Oh, North Fremont won the Nuclear League championship, Nuclear Conference. Interesting down there. That's the Nuclear League. We played North Fremont week 2. North Fremont kind of beat the tar out of us. They were a quality opponent this year. They were a quality team this year. They run that style that they've been Runner.
forever.
Apparently, it's
Love it.
apparently they've been running it since they were like
I love it.
in utero. So, yeah, the chat that night was blowing up.
Sell ice to Eskimos.
The fakes were coming in spades. Wildcats had no answer, and that was the night we found out that run defense wasn't going to be the flavor of the season for these Wildcats. Inside handoff, Andrew Lewis bounce to the outside. That's an easy block in the back call by Coleman Blaylock. Just two hands on his. I don't know if they're calling a hold or a block in the back. It was kind of right in front of the officials, so that one's coming back.
Yeah, I really like the way the Wildcats are. They're in a 2x2 or stack, whatever you want to call it. There's different terms for it, but they're making Priest River defend the formation, and it's opening up the run game. I've noticed, now we're starting to get 5-6 yards a pop. Mm-hmm. First half, maybe it was 3 or 4, so it's working. And again, they're playing man on the outside.
So after the penalties, 2nd and 13 for the Wildcats. Watcott going to fire deep to the end zone. Has a man. Caught. Pass caught. And I think that was Coleman Blaylock on the catch. Watch this grab. Just a nice throw. Blaylock doesn't give up on the pass and then has the wherewithal to put a foot down. That's good stuff from the junior wide receiver.
Yeah, that was a nice sideline route there.
One of the things we really like about Coleman, I have the opportunity to coach him in basketball. He's the steady hand at all times. He's just cool hand Coleman. But in football, he is one of the few receivers I've seen at this level who knows he's like, yeah, I'm about to get hit, and it's probably not going to feel good. But he's more than willing to make the grab and then hold on to the ball.
Right.
He scored the lone touchdown for the Wildcats. It looks like the 2-point conversion sails long. So Wildcats up 20-0 here, 5:41 left in the third. This was what we assumed was going to happen earlier in the ball game. Wildcats kind of doing their thing now. This was all set up by the Drayden Taylor interception right here about midfield. Right. And then we had some good plays. Reed Watt caught on the scramble, gets popped 4 miles out of bounds, and 15 yards later, Wildcats punch one in. Right. Great pitch and catch there. Coleman Blaylock into double coverage. Looks like we're changing up our kicker now. Yeah. So.
And it goes to show you, too, Josh, when you have an effective run game in high school and get 5-6 yards a pop, it opens up your passing game.
Yeah.
It's really hard for linebackers and corners at the high school level to continually defend that.
Yeah. High kick, drops in about the 18-yard line. Uh-oh. See if we can make a tackle here.
We got a really good shot.
Uh-oh. It's getting spicy down there, a little scrum.
Tommy Rom says, you guys are so good. The only complaint I have is I miss all the replays when I'm at the games. Tommy Rom's in the bleachers going, gosh, I miss the replays.
Well, Tommy Rom, you just put your phone on. I'm sure someone will hook you up with a Wi-Fi.
Better hook up Teeters with some high-definition Wi-Fi.
Yeah, get that J&R Electronics internet here. So it looks like Wildcats are going to be they're the ones this time on the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Moves the sticks about 15 yards. So now Priest River starting at their own 45. Pretty good field position. 5.5 left. Yeah, you just get your phone out, Tommy, and just keep an eye on it if you ever want to see a good replay. I think you're a couple seconds ahead, though. Uh-oh. Yeah. Right there. Good run. That one started deep. Wildcats had penetration, but missed the first couple tackles. Turned it into just a gain of 1. Yeah. But it felt like a whole lot more just because of how many Wildcats had hands on the running back there on the carry. That's Kemper Dabrowski.
Yeah. No, they did a good job of getting across the line of scrimmage there, Josh, and just, like we've talked before, just sitting there and then being able to make a play. Now we're in second and 9.
Yeah.
And with Priest River not being able to really throw the ball effectively.
Coach
You know,
Davidian made some really good adjustments here.
Yeah.
And Tom O'Neill right there on the tackle. Once again, they're running. They're so concerned about our edge rushers right now that they're sending 2 guys at our edge rushers, which, as frustrating as it must be to be that edge rusher, is just setting up the runner to get just crushed.
Yeah.
Because it leaves the corners coming in from one side and the other linebacker coming in, making the play over there. And I can tell you right now, I'm a big fella myself. I have no interest in taking an open field hit from Tom O'Neill. He hits hard, and he's fast, and he doesn't slow down. He's he's a derby car stuck in 4th gear.
Yeah. So Kellogg's in a cover 3.
Cover 3 here. Dabrowski. Oh, good hole. I don't know if he's going to pick up the first. It's going to be close. It's going to be real
Run
close.
that back.
There you go, Shannon.
Yeah, they had a corner blitz going right there.
So Wildcats going to try their darndest to not get hard counted here.
This is tough for me because
And this is where I want.
make sure I get it on replay because he sees it.
This is where we want to see the Wildcats dial up one of those really nifty blitzes. But the Wildcats need to be disciplined here. I know there's probably all the adrenaline in the world is pumping through them right now. They've played a near perfect third quarter. Penetration's there, but just nothing on that left side. And Dabrowski's going to get about 10 yards on the carry. And isn't that funny how on these, you see it a lot on like 4th and 1. Oh, they're going to go for it. And it's like if you don't get them at the line, they're probably picking up a big chunk.
Yeah. Well, the linebacker got washed down pretty good there. So,
And I'm football ignorant. When you say wash down, tell me what you mean right now.
I love Shannon's terminology.
Give me.
us that.
I know you don't
That's
want to be.
wash down.
I know you don't want to be Lou Holtz right now,
no.
but you are gonna have to be. Woo! There's a tackle on the edge.
Let Shannon break it down for us.
Hit the replay button. I don't know if we're gonna get it.
Yeah,
Let's let
that's
Shannon
a.
go for this.
Well, what I meant by washed down is the linebacker kind of took an inside move to him and stuff, and the guard took him that way to his momentum and stuff.
Come with me.
Yeah, I'm going to take you to the dance right now.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Okay.
And that's what I mean by washed down into the mesh and stuff like that. So
That was the first time we've seen any backfield penetration from one of our defensive ends. Dabrowski takes a handoff here. Blockers picking up the edge rusher, only for Dabrowski to be fed to a linebacker and a lineman.
and I've said this several times tonight, Josh. These corners are just playing that spectacular. I mean, they're turning everything back to the inside and stuff. They may not make the tackle, but they're forcing everything to the inside where the pursuit is and stuff. And here we are at 3rd and 11.
So now we find ourselves, like you said, in a spot where you don't want to gamble and give up a big play,
Right.
but you're probably in 4-down territory. So if you're the defensive coordinator, what are you hoping happen? Like, I mean, obviously, we're going to get a false start
Penalty.
here.
I mean, that's,
Looks like one of their receivers took off real early. That's what you wanted right there,
Exactly.
Josh, your question was good, though, coming to Shannon.
Like,
What do you want?
you-
What do you not cut?
You don't want to give up the first down. You don't want to, but if you're like, okay, I'm willing to not rush X amount of guys and give up how many yards to put these guys in a 4th and long,
Right.
what would you dial up?
We talked about it at halftime, maybe, a little 3-5-3 look with a weak side blitz and stuff just to give them a different look.
Okay. So Matthews going to drop back, being rushed, has a man. Ooh! And that was the best throw of the night from Matthews. He hit Kaprinko right in the hands, and Kaprinko dropped it. So now 4th and a really, really long ways. Check that out. And not little 2-step drop, stepped up in the pocket, and that would have turned it into a 4th and 7.
Yeah.
And a good throw from Matthews.
And actually, I think that's the first time that the quarterback's thrown to the left side of the field.
So, yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen him look that direction. They're going to go for it, though. Electing not to punt the ball here. Have to be expecting a pass, false start, and maybe now we see the punt unit.
And Josh, Tommy Ron's, he's right on us. He says, I'm old enough, it's hard to see.
Let's see what decision.
A&R has an antenna on the gym.
Oh.
Simon's idea of big screens.
They're calling it. Oh, they're calling offsides. So Wildcats give some yards right back. Now it's 4th and 11.
And they were the Wildcats were in a kind of a little prevent look last play. They got 4 deep. Now they're back to it again. So they got 4 defensive backs here. A cover 2 look.
See if they send it here.
2 high safety.
They do. DN picks up the flat. Matthews is going to have to air it out, and that's going to be tipped and picked. And we're going to see an interception here.
Yeah.
I don't think that was, I think look number 1 was in the flat. So look here, the flat gets taken away. So then Matthews just fires one.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see on the number who the interception was there.
Boy, the corner did an awesome job there, Josh. The ball was going away from him. And the tendency, especially for younger players in high school, is to run to the side of the ball.
Yeah.
He did a great job of staying at home.
Staying with the man.
Yes, and you know, in his zone coverage and stuff like that. And that's why he was able to make the interception.
And then the little juggle on the catch there. Not even an easy, clean catch.
No.
Kind of tapped it to himself. Hand off to Lewis here. Lewis sheds a tackle. He is just a brute.
Yeah.
He runs... Just runs like an angry teenager.
Yes. Okay. And see where our running game's starting to get really effective. I mean, we got 10 yards off that one. So we're starting to wear Priest River down.
And not only that, but the clock now is running. So we're working some clock. We've got the game kind of well in hand. Watcott drops back, has crossing guys, going to fire one over the top to Lewis. I think I don't know how many times. I think that's only the second or third time they've targeted the running back out of the backfield. Yeah. So they've been kind of dependent upon that look quite a bit this season. Yeah. So for them to only, use that a couple times here, that's a good sign. That's a sign of growth.
Yes.
Let's see what they dial up here on 2nd and 10. They've got 2 receivers to the right. Ooh, that felt bad. Like it felt like a false start. Maybe the timing was perfectly synced up, but that just didn't feel quite right. And Coleman Blaylock on the catch, tackled out of bounds. I think he might have lost a yard or 2 on the play. Oh, or 3. Or 2. 3rd and 12 now. Let's see what the Wildcats call here. 3rd down, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, somewhere between from the 20-yard line.
Draw play would be really good here because look, see how deep the safeties are right now?
Yeah.
Anything up
Reed Watcott going to fire one over his shoulder here. Jager Hall had it. Had a good hit.
Still, lots of
right there to the back. That was Dabrowski, who has put his fingerprints all over this game as a runner and as a defender. And now the Wildcats going to punt. So on 4th and 11, probably the only time this half the Wildcat offense hasn't moved the ball down the field. They're gonna send the punt unit out there. First punt for the Wildcats, decent one. Flip the field for them. Spartans still looking for that first score. Snaps have been kind of an issue for the Wildcats here. Low snap, fielded well. Nice hype kick, nice spiral on it. Going to land right at the 50 and bounce down to about the 42-yard line, 41-yard line. So decent punt for the Wildcats. Looks like a 40-yard punt.
Yeah.
So
nice
exactly what you want.
It's a great weapon to have in high school. A kid that can kick the ball 35, 40 yards consistently. Field position.
You always feel bad for punters, right? So field goal kickers, they count the 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage when they measure the field goal distance. Punters don't get credit for
No.
standing 10 yards back.
Exactly.
Because if that ball doesn't go 40 yards from the line of scrimmage, then what good did you really do?
Yeah, exactly.
So it was really a 50-yard kick. Wildcat defense out here. We're 17 seconds left in the third quarter. Wildcats up 20-0. It felt like the first half they kind of sleptwalked through it, but they've definitely come alive here in this quarter, playing real well defensively, especially. Like another handoff here. That's number 21 on the carry there, Copernico. And he's going to get about 6. So that's the first time that we've seen kind of the Wildcats revert back to what they were doing in that first half. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter. So 12 minutes left to play. Wildcats have a great third quarter, better than what the whole first half. And now we're heading into the final quarter of the season, Shannon.
Yep. Very good quarter there by the Wildcats. And while we're at it too, Josh, I'd like to give a little shout out to the Kellogg cheer squad.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Do better.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter's a member of that squad, and Coach Lori and Coach Sarah just do a wonderful job with those girls.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really realizes how much time and effort those girls put into their practices, the fundraising, and everything like that. So I want to give a shout out to them. They're great girls. Oh boy, they really work hard. And
yeah, we love the cheerleaders. Basketball coach, so I get to hang out with them during the winter months. They're always great. Love Coach Lori. Right along with them, though, is our pep band. We have this pep band that just adds a different element. So we have, Ella is in the pep band. She's a cheerleader. We've got just a really solid, the athletic atmosphere that Kellogg Athletics cultivates, whether it be here at Teeters Field, whether it be at Andrews Gymnasium. There really is no place like it. I dare to say that on Wednesday evening, when the Wildcat girls won that final set as missed tackle there by McDonald, probably would have been a tackle for about 4-yard loss. The atmosphere in Andrews Wednesday night after that volleyball match, you had the pep band playing the alma mater, then going right into the fight song. You had the student body out there pretending to sweep the floor. Yeah. The gym was rocking. The cheerleaders were excited. The pep band was excited. Like, it really was just the perfect atmosphere. If you like high school sports, then you love being at Andrews Gymnasium, especially when a Wildcat win.
Yep.
And looks like right now everything is kind of trending towards another Wildcat win here, which, we talked about it. Wildcats go on the road, knock off New Plymouth, big game. You felt like it was going to go really, really well. They go up to Bonners. Things don't quite go their way. 3 empty red zone trips. That's just that's a killer. Yeah. And then Grangeville kind of gave it to them. Grangeville absolutely feels like they're the class of the league this year. Yeah. And it was in Grangeville, so you got to go on that 40-minute or 4-hour and 4.5-hour bus ride, and then you get off that, and that prairie it's cold. It's cold. It's windy. You're a long ways from home. There's really not any options to eat. It's absolutely the perfect environment for a home team.
Well, that New Plymouth win for Kellogg was big this year.
Yeah.
I mean, when they played Grangeville, it was a 52-49 game, I believe, and stuff like that. And that's something you can really look back at your season and say, we're making steps in the right direction. We're building and stuff like that.
I was there. I was there for it. It was the best they'd looked. Yeah. It was the best they've looked all season. Defensively, they were all over the place. They were severely undersized. Ooh, Wildcats right there. Opportunity to make a tackle deep. Yeah. They kind of let the runner come to them. It's going to be 4th and 3, 4th and 2. So now it's a stay home if you're the Wildcats. Don't get caught jumping. And then try to get some of that penetration again and then finish the play. Yeah. That's one of those things. You got to finish the play.
Well, I know one thing. When Coach Davidian and his staff go back and look at this film, they're going going to be so happy with their corner play. I mean, I can't say enough good things about them. They've been playing outstanding tonight.
Greg's back in the chat. He doesn't like Andrews. He said he hates playing in that gym. I don't blame him. He probably lost there. Admittedly, I'm going to give the devil his due.
Tom Rom's.
I'm going to give the devil his due here. Priest River's gym floor is one of the prettiest looking floors. The only problem is they haven't put a finish on it in about 6 years, so it's like an ice skating rink with two-toned wood. So, I get it. You might not like the friendly brick confines of Andrews, but we don't like the ice skating rink in Priest River. So,
Tom Rom. That's probably because you lost, Greg. Tom Rom's bringing it for the Wildcats.
Tom Rom out here doing the Lord's work for us in the chat.
Let's go.
Greg out here keeping us on our toes.
Fresh out of timeout.
Fresh.
I timed him out. I don't know what the length.
Fresh off the timeout list. He's out of the corner and into the chat.
Okay, so Kellogg looks like they're going to line up in a diamond formation here.
So they usually go screen here, but sometimes they'll break it off and almost run verticals. And it's a really, really unique formation. So they're going to go screen this time.
Bubble, yeah.
And Blaylock with plenty of room, and they're going to bring him out. But we're going to get a hold here. Drayden Taylor. It was easy. It was an easy call. Take a look. You'll see what we can
on
get
the
here.
bubble screen here, the front three guys, look at them getting out there on their block. Look how they're 10, 12 yards down the field.
Right there, the Priest River defender sheds Taylor, and he reaches out because he's just trying to make the hold and keep the play alive. And you're not going to get away with that really anytime, but you're really not going to get away with it when you're working from the line of scrimmage with the line judge right parallel with you. So that's going to back them up. It's a spot foul, so it's 1st and 15 and a half. They're going to hand off to Andrew Lewis, who's going to get – there's going to be a hold there. That one's easy to call, too. That one's – and Lewis gets popped, but it's going to come back. That one's coming from the line of scrimmage, so that's tough. I believe that one's going to be on Brady Vergobi. They went out, and Vergobi engaged his defender. And then as he broke away, Vergobi just, again, hanging on for dear life. So now the Wildcats find themselves, like, first in the pool.
First in Kellogg
Lumber. It's a long ways, Simon. It's about 30. It feels so long.
The pool's behind me.
Oh, yeah, first in Kellogg Lumber. That's fair. They can't hear the voice in my head, though.
No, they can't.
So they just think I'm talking to myself. What they don't realize is that we've got production here. So going with this power set. Watcott fires one over to the tight end who can't corral it. So first and Kellogg Lumber goes for nothing. And now you see, the Excelsior cycle drop from production. That doesn't even exist anymore. First in the Coeur d'Alene Bike Company. First in the Crim 2 news van.
I'm definitely not cut out for this year. I have too much fun.
Watcott snap, sheds a tackle here, has a whole bunch of field to run. Drayden Taylor just going to block.
Nice block.
Good block there. And Watcott's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and then some. So now it's a 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
He picked up a whole bunch of yards on that run. Drayden Taylor kind of looking at him like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Block, block, block.
Yeah.
How do I block without holding? Just like this.
Yeah, Priest River kind of sold out on that. That came with an all full-out blitz and stuff, and he was able to get outside the contained person and stuff.
Flushed him out, too,
Yeah.
and did what they needed to do. They're going to hand it to Lewis this time. No hold here. Lewis going sideways. He's not able to turn it up. And it was a little slow to get up there. It's going to bring up 4th and 6, 4th and 7. See if Kellogg on this side of the 50-yard line, they're going to get brave here. See if they can do something. Trips right for the Wildcats. hard count.
Oh, good.
The old crafty veteran move. I tell you, over the last couple of years, the Wildcats have almost got that dialed to a science.
So out of this 3x1 set, Josh?
Yeah.
Okay, on this side, they're playing a little bit of man. On the back side, they're going to be playing they're playing zone, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
they're playing man on the back side. So a quick slant, a 2-yard slant, will have a nice open window right
So
there.
Blaylock should be open.
Yes.
They're going to go inside handoff, though. They're going to get it. Lewis kind of gets popped there. Takes kind of a hit. Picks up the first down, though. And this is what we've kind of wanted to see from the Wildcats all year, was a healthy blend. And we're seeing just how good it can look with this current offense. And the clock's ticking right now. Wildcats up 20-0. Fresh set of downs. No real hurry here. Walcott, snap, has a man. Stays deep. Going to fire one. Has a guy wide open, and the catch is made. And I think we're getting Coleman Blaylock on the reception there. Down inside the 10. So now Wildcats first and goal, 8-yard line. Nice throw from Walcott. Might have thought Blaylock was a little closer than he was. Blaylock had to lay out for it. Makes the grab. Clock should be running unless a timeout was called. I don't believe a timeout was called. But Walcott rolls out. Oh! Has his guy. I believe that was Blake Coburn right there. Coburn had the opportunity to make a grab there, just didn't finish it.
Okay, so the tight end right there is just running what we call an arrow route with kind of a 45-degree angle in it. Those are tough to stop. That's a really good spot on the field to run that.
Yeah.
That route.
He was wide open.
Yes.
It was a great look. It was exactly what they wanted.
Because Priest River's expecting run right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Blake just wasn't able to haul it in. So now second and goal from the 8-yard line. Wildcats probably want to punch this one in. Walcott on the keeper. He's going to shed a tackle. He's going to run in. And then lays it up over the field goal post and takes the taunting flag. We going to replay on that one? Watch the layup at the end. Little finger roll. And the flag that follows. Totally worth it. Walcott even went and gave the official a high five. It's senior night. Let him have his fun, right? He's already in basketball mode. That's what I like to hear. Is the chat fired up right now?
It's good.
Yeah? We got some locals in it?
Yeah, we got Tom Robb, Joe Berger. They're all kind of old and gray, accountable.
No, it seems like we're having fun. They're talking about the good old Intermountain League days. They're talking about the Wallace Old Gym being terrible. I think the environment cultivated by the fans was terrible in there. I would never say that the old Wallace Gym was terrible. I think that's a kind of an iconic one when I think back on some of my earliest basketball memories. Were walking in there going, oh my goodness, this is a madhouse. This is incredible. Yeah. I want to be here all the time.
Yeah.
But I have memories of George and Paul being stuffed up into that. They had that media booth up top where they would broadcast the games from the radio. We kick it and it go through.
Yes, they got it.
Brady Vergobi knocks a field goal through. And the Wildcats go up 27-0 here. And now Wildcats in a spot here where they could probably get, my guess is they could get one more stop and one more score if everything goes according to plan. They're really in the penalty being assessed, I think, on the kickoff, right? Or was it? It wasn't on the conversion there. So I think they're going to be kicking off from the
25.
Yeah, 25, 30. Yeah, 25-yard line.
Yeah.
So the finger roll gets them the 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct. Greg, and talking about the good old Intermountain League, though, I have fond memories of the Intermountain League myself. I think we can all agree that I think our least favorite gym, everybody's, was St. Mary's gym, right?
Abraham Gym, that place was an absolute.
And I'm not a huge fan of the new one. I don't like the green wings.
But they bring it.
They have that those painted in
Good home court advantage.
solid green wings that just cause me PTSD for corner threes at the buzzer. Kicking off for the Wildcats, Radley McDonald.
As a kid, I watched Danny Rowe way too many times in that half.
Kick's going to sail all the way down to the 30-yard line. Room to run. Oh!
Nice hit.
Good hit. Tom O'Neill on the tackle. Tom O'Neill doing Tom O'Neill things. I also, and then meanwhile in Canada, up in Bonners Ferry, South Canada, never really cared much for their gyms either. So I think the sweet spot was always the ones here. Priest Rivers gym, not my favorite floor, but pretty to look at. Obviously, Andrews is the GOAT. Wallace's old gym is iconic because of the terrifying human beings that hung out there. But I think that the good old Intermountain League days, those were good days. And I think with us moving back into the 3A sphere next year with the new classifications coming out, we'll be taking on Coeur d'Alene Charter into the fold. We'll still remain the Central Idaho League, I believe, but big penetration there by the Wildcats. And that Coulter Wood on the tackle. Senior Coulter Wood. Big hit, and the running back is still down. So they're going to take a knee here.
Yeah, Kellogg.
Big hit from the senior. Did we get that on replay? Let's check that out. Watch this.
Yep.
Watch Coulter Wood kind of explode through there.
Yeah, Kellogg's defensive alignment right now, Josh, they're not even worried about the pass.
Yeah.
And they're bringing people, so it's a good job there.
Look
Great
at that
penetration.
heck
And
of
that's
a
kind
hit.
of what we were talking about earlier. They're getting that good 2 to 3 yards penetration right now. Now we are, they lost, 5 or 6 right there?
Yeah.
Making the guy run sideways, give up ground. Here we are at second, 14, 15.
So, right now it feels like everything trending favorably as that was Dabrowski getting up there, kind of shaking up. Hopefully he's okay. He's done a lot of good stuff for them tonight, so
Yeah.
it's a shame to see him take off. Hopefully everything's all right. But big hit from Coulter. All of his teammates showing him a little bit of love as he's walking off the field there. Just absolutely popped on the edge. Wildcats, like you said, not even really worried about the stuff going on in the secondary, and I can't say that I blame them. There's really no reason for them to be worried about it. Bring up 2nd and 16 here. Oh. And I thought I saw the center move, but Wildcats need to be more disciplined than that. Wildcats, given their other senior, I think that was Riley Coletti, who picked up the encroachment neutral zone infraction.
Yeah.
So
Wildcats gotta be better.
Wildcats just need to be more disciplined in these situations, especially up 27-0. You have to believe that a 50-50 call is probably not going to favor the team on top. Inside handoff there, stuffed by the Wildcats. Looks like the running back might have gotten a yard or two. Number 33 on the carry for the Spartans. That's Ferget. So 3rd and 8 now for the Spartans. After the big hit from Coulter Wood, they're now 3rd and long. Clock continues to run. 7 7:20 left on the clock. Spartans just trying to get on the board at this point. Wildcats have been pretty good defensively here in the second half. Good penetration there. Good move. Shifty run there. That's Kaprinko kind of just shucking and jiving there.
He did a good job of putting his foot in the ground and getting north and south pretty quick. That's why he was able to pick up those yards so quickly.
Yeah, it makes a 3rd and 9 into a 4th and 3.
Yeah,
so
something that can be managed.
Yeah, so now if you're the Wildcats, you want to get that penetration, but you don't want to sell out to it and give Matthews the opportunity for one of those short passes. He has completed a few of them, not a ton. And not forever for more than a couple yards, but 4 yards is, right in the wheelhouse there.
Yeah.
See here. Ooh. Here it comes. Pitch to the outside.
Good job. Great job.
And turnover on downs. Wildcats going to get the turnover on downs. And see what the Wildcats can do here on what probably will be the final offensive drive of the season.
Yeah, there was good penetration right there. And then the corner came up and kept that inside leverage like we've been talking all night. Yeah, I mean, they're just, man, oh man, they're playing outstanding. Good stuff.
It becomes easier to be a corner when you're not entirely concerned about the passing game.
Yeah, exactly.
And so good on those corners to make those reads and go, I know. Oh, a little tight end reverse here. Riley Coletti on the carry. I'm sorry, that's Ethan Spencer. 51? Ethan Spencer on the carry. From the tight end position.
Big man carry.
And first down.
Yeah.
Good luck tackling that. That's a big kid. That's a 6'3", 245-pound junior. Done good things for the Wildcats all year. Drayden Taylor targeted down the sideline. A lot of hand fighting there between the receiver and the defensive back. Nothing on it. 2nd and 10. Clock stops just under 6 minutes. Pretty much whole playbook in available here if you're Coach Eric Pankey, the offensive coordinator. He's the guy with the mime gloves down on the sideline. If you ever wonder what's going on down there.
Janet, what's he signaling in there? Is it pretty complex?
I believe it's interpretive dance. Walcott rolls out. Ooh, has his man and just hits him in the hands. Looks like Blake Coburn just couldn't hang on to it.
Yeah.
So
A lot of it's formation-based and stuff like with the hand signals and stuff. And then they'll have some base plays out of those hand signals based on the formation that's called and stuff.
Like, gosh, if you could just watch him, but then you watch him and what is he saying?
Yeah, so.
My hand signals would be just comical.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to take myself seriously if I was the one doing that.
Yeah, so Kellogg's in a 2x2 set right now, or quads. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can call it.
Fake the inside handoff. Walcott going to fire one to the outside. Oh, and intercepted. Throws an interception. Great grab there. And we're gonna get a flag here. Coleman Blaylock the target here, and then I don't know what got said, but something happened on the end of that play. The interception should stand, but I have a feeling that it's going to be backed up. Something happened at the tail end of the play here. Looks like an unsportsmanlike conduct. Oh, they're calling it on the white. So that must have not been Coleman. That must have been Jager Hall if they called it on number 5. I thought that was Coleman Blaylock over there. So tough call there for the Wildcats. Not only do they throw the interception, but now moving the ball 15 yards, giving them 15 free ones. Going to give the Spartans another opportunity here to try to get on the scoreboard. I think all the seniors currently are in for the Wildcats. Sends a man in motion. Fumble snap. Ooh, that handoff not clean. He's going to turn it into something, though. He might get back to the line of scrimmage, might get a yard. For a play that looked dead on arrival, they were able to turn that into a little something. 2nd and 8 now for the Spartans. Not a clean snap, and it looked like the wide receiver was almost surprised that they were in motion while they were running.
Yeah.
And then the snap came in low, which resulted in the kind of a messy, well, not kind of messy, a very messy handoff. And it's one of those plays where if you're the Wildcats, you almost kind of stand back and just hope they fall on the ball and that the clock just runs, but, you know, they picked it up and turned it into a gain. Here's another end-around handoff.
Awesome job again. I mean,
there'll be a tackle there.
Kellogg has really played the misdirection stuff extremely well tonight. They haven't been burnt on any big plays or anything like that.
Because a lot of times that's what you get when you play a team that you're
That's
outmanned.
Wyatt Story.
You know that. Yeah.
Wyatt Story on the tackle there.
That's why
for the Wildcats.
That's why you see, you know, like at the collegiate level, your Army, Air Force, Navy.
Like, no, trick plays.
Yeah, you know,
we're out of ideas.
Yeah, run an option and misdirection and stuff against, you know, Ohio State or Notre Dame or any of them.
So 3rd and 10 here, Spartans, and we're going to get either a false start or one of the Wildcat defense. We're going to get encroachment by the Wildcats. Eager Beavers over there trying to jump the line and make a play. Just 4 minutes left in the Wildcat season. I'm sure they're just out here trying to do their thing and have one more last hurrah with each other out on here on the football field. 9-game season for the Wildcats. It looks like they'll finish 3-6. Probably should have been the other way around. I can tell you 3 games in particular I think the Wildcats would like to have back. I think Bonners Ferry for sure. I think St. Mary's for sure. And I think Newport. Those are the 3 games that if the Wildcats could play those ones back, they were very winnable games for them. It's one of those things where it's growth. Ooh, ball tipped, almost intercepted, and with, you know, a relatively small senior class. 6 players. It's always difficult to replace a quarterback and 2 wide receivers and that leadership, next to impossible to replace. But good crop of 8th graders, a really good JV team. Last week that JV team went into halftime down 20-0 to Grangeville, and I'm pretty sure they ended up winning that game. I think it was 35-27. Yeah. They came back and won that one. So a really good crop of JV players. You've got young quarterback in Porter Lewis, who should be really exciting to watch for the coming years, the younger brother of running back Andrew Lewis. So good things on the horizon for these Wildcats. It's always frustrating and no fun when the football season ends. I think everybody loves football season. Pretty sure we're going to take a time out here.
Josh maybe mentioned we tried to extend our season for broadcasting volleyball and we shut down by KHS.
So as much fun as Wildcats Live is, after tonight, you guys are going to have probably about a month off or so before you see another Wildcats Live broadcast. It's going to be basketball season right around the corner. We've got some fun basketball on tap. I think we've got the Silvereye tournament will be in Kellogg for the boys, so you have that to look forward to. But we were trying to get broadcast rights to at least the Kellogg portion of the state volleyball tournament next week at Lakeland High School. We were denied by the Idaho High School Activities Association. They would rather see the Broken Robots try to broadcast the games, which is always comical when you have multiple games going on in the gym It's okay, though. We'll just end up with somebody Facebook Living it, so don't worry. I'm sure there'll be a stream that's worth watching if you're a Wildcat athletics fan who can't make it to Rathdrum. But if you got nothing to do next Friday, I think making the trip up there, well worth it. Always fun to watch Coach Batchelder and her girls, who have had an awesome season, play a little volleyball. Meanwhile, for these Wildcat boys, we have a lot of them who will be transitioning into either basketball or wrestling. Like I said, Jager Hall, defending state champ. Matthews drops back to pass. Uh-oh, in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's going to carry it. And I think he might have got it. I think he got it. So, looks like first down, new set of sticks for the Spartans here. Under 4 minutes. Clock stops.
Yeah, that's actually the first time tonight.
I don't think
Kellogg
we've-
really hasn't contained, the outside run there and stuff. So,
And I think we're going, if you look down here, our defense has some new faces in it, some of the non-starters, and I think the entire senior group is in. They get to finish the game out together, which is, especially in a game like this, I think that's important. Give them the opportunity to be on the field together one last time. It's a shame we couldn't get Ramsey Rainio on the field for a play. First and 10 now for the Spartans. Man in motion. Inside carry. Met right in the middle there. Tackle. Gain of about 2 on the play. Maybe 3. From the wrestling standpoint, Coach Miller, I think, anticipates having another great year. Another big team. Led by Jager Hall and Coulter Wood. Those two are absolute animals. They spend their entire summer traveling to the Midwest, where those people are crazy about wrestling. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about wrestling. I'm a basketball guy, basketball coach. And, I'm just not a fan of sports that you can taste how bad they smell, which tends to be the story with wrestling. That being said, I'd never tell that to Coulter or Jager. They'd twist me up in knots. There's a fumble on the play. Looks like the referees might have blown it dead. Basketball season right around the corner for the Wildcats, coming off of a state semifinal appearance. Wildcats going to be very similar to the football team in terms of what does it look like to have a season post Luna Twins. Did some summer league stuff these past few months. Got to the West Valley League championship game where we lost a tight one, kind of a heartbreaker. So I think the Wildcat basketball team is going to be in good shape. Not very big, but pretty fast. So it's going to be fun to watch. That tends to be what we get quite a bit of Wildcats live of. We get a lot of the basketball. Wrestling's a little bit more difficult to cover, just the random nature.
Job.
That was great penetration by the Wildcats there. Random nature of some of their matches and meets. We always try to get you the George Wild. As many cameras as we can get set up on Andrews Gymnasium for the George Wild tournament. But commentary is always a little difficult there. We don't have enough guys that know. If you
get us a wrestling commentator.
if you want to
Wrestling commentator.
if you want to be the person who runs the commentary team for our wrestling broadcast, we will figure out how to make more of those happen if we just have the commentators. It's a real challenge. Volleyball, we've kind of learned on the fly, but I feel like with wrestling, the scoring is so unique that we just you have to be a wrestling guy if we're gonna do this. On fourth down, fumble here. Oh goodness gracious! Tackle for loss, and I think that's Talon. Is that Talon White? The freshman Talon White coming in, making a hit, and it looks like Reed Watcott's going to have an opportunity to sit. Reed Watcott's going to have an opportunity to take some final snaps. I'm sure the emotions are probably running real high. Before this game gets too far, we want to shout out again Uncle Pete Miller. Missed having you up here. This has been a fun one. Me and Shannon enjoyed chopping it up with you. You bring a different level of historical knowledge that, I think even is a little bit beyond Shannon's.
Hey, easy there.
Hey.
Close. It's pretty close.
All these guys up here, we have such a good time. I'm probably the most ignorant of the bunch. Taking a timeout for
Josh Miller, nice to hear Josh retired from Alex.
Oh, Pete. Pete giving me some business in the chat right now. As historically, I've been a pro passing, high octane offense. It's worked. It's been fun, and now, a little bit of a changing of the guard. Wildcats giving each other some love down there on the sidelines. Yeah. Did some good stuff. Always just fun to watch these guys. They played real hard despite being criminally undersized at times. But, Coach Pete, Uncle Pete, he brings a wealth of knowledge from different levels, be it 11-man, 8-man, all sorts of stuff. Shannon and his coaching experience. Shannon's got a state championship under his belt. So man, he's right there. I'm the newbie. They just like me up here because I don't ever stop talking. But wow, we have a really, really good time doing this, and happy to have Shannon. Porter Lewis fires one over the middle. That's Wyatt's story. Wildcat offense not slowing down. Like, hey, this game's not over.
Open invite, Shannon.
Thank you.
And
appreciate the opportunity.
I think we're gonna have to build a bigger booth.
Yeah, we're gonna have to maybe expand. Shannon, you got any connections with the city of Kellogg?
We're gonna have to expand our booth. Inside handoff. Porter Lewis handing to his older brother.
I'd like to see these boys getting it done.
And they're marching right now. They're getting after it.
They're hungry.
Oh, we've got a flag.
You've seen it,
Oh,
Shannon.
no.
You've seen it with the young St. Mary's kids. too.
Somebody's
It just builds on itself, doesn't it?
Yes,
people
it
are
does.
chirping, trying to see. We have a face mask.
Who knows?
What's the call here?
Maybe Greg's got an answer.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Who was it? I heard a coach say.
Oh, no, Andrew Lewis got an unsportsmanlike conduct. Picks up the first down. My guess is somebody gave him a little vocal follow through.
I have no reason.
And I'm positive that Andrew, after going for a big run like that, just gave it right back to him. Wildcats still trying to score here.
We got young bucks in there, so
Pitch to the outside. Wildcats going to go for a loss here on what will be the final play of the game. And that'll do it. That'll do it for these Wildcats. Great season.
Yep.
We would have liked to see a couple more wins there. Great way to finish it, though. Or maybe they're trying to run one last play. I don't know. I thought that was going to be the final play of the game.
hurry up.
Oh, Porter Lewis on the option. He's going to get behind McDonald. Gets a block. He and the game's not over. The game is not over. The game cannot end on a flag. So we will have one final play.
I mean,
And
shoot your shot, man.
it's,
Make
yeah,
them earn it.
kind of a tough.
I would not expect anything less from a Lewis.
Do I expect a kneel down? Looks like Brady Vergobi wants to try a long field goal. Let's kick a field goal.
Let's kick a field goal.
So yeah, the untimed down.
Yeah, maybe it's just time to just
I think the kneel makes the most sense.
Shannon Lou Holt said, pretend you've been there before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love the option there. Porter Lewis, fearless. This is a kind of a sample of what we're going to see a lot of next year.
I'm here for it.
Porter's fast and strong.
I bet you Pete is too.
So after the gain, there should be a pretty substantial pickup there. So the Wildcats going to have an opportunity. I think it's going to be end zone, right? 15 yards, half the distance to the goal. Yeah, half the distance. So on the 7. So Wildcats going to have an opportunity here. Porter can throw it. Porter can absolutely sling one. And this is effectively our young guys, and we're going to kneel it, take the classy approach. Wildcats, I think, itching to score one there, but Wildcats take the win 27-0. Good defensive effort from the Wildcats.
Is that their first?
Shannon, break it down.
That's their first shutout of the year, isn't it?
No, I believe they shut out Orofino too.
Oh, okay.
They did shut out Orofino as well. And they were well on their way to shutting out New Plymouth, but I think they saw everyone else tearing. It was cold, it was rainy. I think everyone started tearing down their tents in the last minute. And as we were tearing down our tents, they gave up a touchdown. So now we're seeing a handshake line that looks like there could be added elements of spice there. Hopefully, with all the unsportsmanlike conducts that kind of broke out there, hopefully it's an uneventful handshake line. But for the Wildcats, they go 3-6 on the season. Not the season we necessarily wanted, but happy to get a win on senior night. Good play all around. Love the defensive adjustments at halftime. Would love to see a little more offensive evolution. Oh, we do have some talk. We have some talking between some of our players. Yeah, I actually think that was Coulter Wood. Coulter Wood. He's absolutely the wrong guy to talk to. He's one of those pretzel twisters. He'll spin you around. You won't like it. I don't know if we've gotten the alma mater yet. I didn't hear it. Hadn't heard the alma mater yet, but if we get the alma mater, we'll take you down to the field. We'll take a quick break. Haven't heard it yet.
Yeah,
might not hear it. We should. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to play the alma mater. We'll be right back. Back, ladies and gentlemen, Josh McDonald, Shannon Pooler, Simon Miller. Wildcats win 27-0 here on senior night. Final game of the season for the Kellogg Wildcats. They get the win over Priest River. Good to go out with a win. Happy to be moving into winter sports. Shannon, it was fun. We got you in the booth for the last 2 games of the season. I think from it sounds like you're going to be joining us probably more next year. Is that what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I really enjoyed myself and appreciate the opportunity of working with you guys and stuff. A lot of fun.
It is a ton of fun. It's always fun to talk sports, and got one of the better venues in North Idaho, I think. Yeah. So, next year when we have the 3 of us, you, me, Uncle Pete. Yeah. Uncle Pete can't make it. We'll throw Simon in there. Maybe we need to get 4 mics so we can have the panel discussion. We do real good. We enjoy coming to you guys every Friday night when it's a home game, when it's a volleyball game, when it's a basketball game. We love chatting with you. We appreciate your sponsorship. We appreciate your patronage. And for Simon Miller, Shannon Pooler, I'm Josh McDonald. Thank you so much for watching Wildcats Live. And George White, the George White quote.
Always be a good sport.
Always be a good sport and be a good sport always.
Yes.